Hello, guys. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful and productive week and everyone is in good health and good spirits. This lovely Friday evening. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us as usual. And for those in television land, really appreciate the continued support as well as to our silent um, viewers. Thank you. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And happy Friday to you. And again, welcome. Really appreciate you all for being here. Let me just pin the link here. Okay. Just doing a bit of housekeeping here. All right. Pinned 1 second.
Okay, guys, how are you doing? Another Friday with us, Mystic Sensation, right? Once again, we want to say, we are so thankful for you guys to be here with us. So, as you know, wife, will be doing some housekeeping in the meantime. And of course, we are going to get into our our topic tonight, right? But prior to that, wifey is just doing her housekeeping as usual. All right.
Okay, so the topic for this week is ghost guns found and the Shabdon saga. All right, so I'm gonna acknowledge persons who are in the chat, and as the night goes on, you guys know that I'm going to be just skipping over the salutations in the interest of time. So I'm just gonna acknowledge those who are here in the chat, and again, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys being here. So Truck Life is saying active. Welcome, Truck Life. Happy Friday. And he's saying blessings and happy Friday to all. Likewise to you, Truck Life, blessings and happy Friday to you. And he says, as Friday gone, Friday come. I love that. Telling you time has gone by, going by so quickly. It's half the year already.
Oh, yes, I'm flying fast. Huh?
I'm telling you. And Truck Life is saying, always a good vibe over here. Thank you so much for that
Thank
compliment.
you, Truck Life.
And he says, can't wait to hear Mr. Barron speak. And he's saying, nice thumbnail.
All right.
Okay. And Truck Life is saying, it's a beautiful Friday evening in Jamaica. Okay, good. And imagine the beautiful sunshine.
Yeah. Here is a bit different. We are getting a lot of rainfall, which we appreciative of. So I guess we are happy on both sides of the aisle.
Mm-hmm. Right, so Truck Life is showing virtual hugs there, and Tiffany Nation is saying Truck Life and showing the virtual heart. Welcome, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to you. And Tabashing from Team Happy is here. Mega love shout out saying waiting. And Tiffany saying, hey, Tiffany. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you for your continued support. And guys, as you come in, remember to thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you see anyone who you're not friends with, please feel free to make friends. And again, really appreciate you guys being here. And Abid from Team Happy is also here. Mega love shout out to you. Moderator Joy, mega love shout out. Thank you so much for being here. And we have Alia Allen saying good night. Good night, Alia. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoy your time over here tonight. And Abid, okay, I did say Abid. I'm giving virtual hug. And moderator Cherry Rose is also in the building giving virtual hug. Welcome, Cherry. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Saturday to you. On Friday for you guys, Saturday. And Yuda, woman of God, easy, saying
Bless
goodbye
up
to
you,
Mystic
da.
family. Blessings, Yuda. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate the continued support. Hope you're having a wonderful evening so far. And Happy Gang Gang is here saying Happy is here. Welcome, Happy Gang Gang. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate the continued support. And Tiffany showing Yuda some virtual hearts. And Yuda is saying, Tiffany, my darling. And Judith from Happy Gang is also here, giving virtual hug. Thank you so much for joining us, Judith. Also, Angeli from Happy Team, Irma, Happy Team, and Maria from Happy Team. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Mega love shout out to you. And we also have Arlene and Irma saying mega love shout out. And we also have Evel Lewis in
Sister
the building.
Evel, how you doing?
Saying howdy all. Howdy
All
Evel.
right,
Thank
bless up
you
to
so
you,
much
Sister
for
Evel.
joining. Welcome, welcome. And Ainsley from Happy Team is also here. We also have Rebecca from Happy Team. So the Happy Team massive is rolling in. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Mega love shout out to each and every one, and happy Saturday to you guys. Really appreciate you being here. And we have Jihan. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being here. We also have Anne from Happy Team, and Yvelle is saying, Wagwan, Miss B.
Hey there, Evel. Big up yourself, Sister Evel. Right, and thank you for being on board.
And also Claire and Rose is in the building from Happy Team. Moderator Joy, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Let me just go back here. So I think we have caught up with the chat there and Happy Gang Gang. Okay, Teflon. Irma from Happy Team is also here. And Teflon, oops, it's jumping. And Teflon Dunn is saying Mystic Sensation, Happy Friday. Passing through to give my thumbs up, just getting in from work. Okay, no problem, Teflon. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And Happy Gang Gang is saying, Medea, sis, and bro. Yes, right. Thank you so much. And Abid is still there, and Tiffany is welcoming Teflon. Also, Yuda is healing up Teflon. And we also have Ibanez from Happy Team. Welcome, welcome. And also Rebecca from Happy Team. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so also Pretty Joy, admin, and Shirt from Happy Team. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Really appreciate it. Happy Saturday to you. All right, so I am going to let you take over, Byron, and go into the topic.
All right, guys, thank you, honey,
people here
for getting through acknowledging persons in the chat. Tonight, as you see the topic, I'm going to speak on ghost guns, right? And that is a fundamental issue that I want to speak on because it really affecting us and affecting the globe, to say the least. Now, for Jamaica, right, we have seen a week where criminals are saying to our society that they pay no respect or no regards for law and order, right? And at the commencing of this week, we have seen a situation as it relates to the arrest and charge of Shabdon, right? That alleged to be involved in the 333. And so then that situation, plus or coupled with what is recently going on with the situation that is unfolding in St. Catherine, right? And where we have seen that the criminal has now, attacking our institution as it relates to, the attempt to burn down, right, a particular building, right, that contain vital records. So that goes to show you that the criminals that we are dealing with, right, are extremely dangerous and adamant and persistent in terms of trying to defeat law and order, right? But in spite of all of that, there was an observation that I made, and I decided to conduct a research because there were some following certain after the triple taken out, right? Leading up to that, police operation led to the discovery of 3 weapons. And when I looked on those weapons, right, some persons were saying, these weapons resemble space guns, as what one person said. But I did, some in-depth investigation on those guns. And let me say this to Jamaica. Jamaica, we have serious problems, extremely serious problem. The situation as it relates to Shabdon being charged is not even half serious than what I am going to speak about tonight pertaining to ghost guns. And then without any hesitation, I am going to get into the ghost guns because that is a serious situation that is affecting us. So we have internal problems in Jamaica. But what the country needs to realize, and I would assume that Jamaica, as it relates to the security forces, may have observed this situation, but just tend to keep it quiet. And one of the reasons why I'm going to speak about ghost guns, if you notice in Jamaica, most of the guns that were found, they have not led to an arrest of the person who is supplying them. So remember now the topic name ghost gun. Now let me tell you what is happening. So we have internal problems and we have external problems, and yet the external problem seems to be even worse because the weapons of choice that is committing these number 3, right, appears to be ghost guns. So Byron, what is ghost guns? Okay, so let me explain what is ghost guns. Ghost guns are those guns that manufactured in the United States of America. Yes, that's where it came from. And it is classified as ghost gun because the receiver portion with the trigger guard does not have a trace mark or a tracking identification number on the receiving end. And as a result, let me tell you what is happening. I'm going to play the clip for evidence for you to see it for yourself. But I am explaining the process of ghost gun. So when I play the clip, you will know aware of what ghost guns are, and you will have a better understanding of the clip that I'm going to play for you guys and make you see the truth, the facts. The American politics is divided as I speak, as it relates to putting these guns under the category to become guns, right? To become guns. It may sound silly, but this is the truth. So one side of the politics, which is the Republican, and the NRA, right, doesn't want to call the weapon guns because it doesn't have the tracer mark. The receiver portion is 80% finished. And because it is 80% finished, the 20% that the manufacturers in the United States did not complete it for the purpose to create the gap so that manufacturer can manufacture these weapons and sell the package online and giving people the detail of how to bring up the gun to 100%, firing lethal bullets. These guns are sophisticated. These guns are dangerous, particularly AR-15 rifles. So the manufacturers in the United States, right, are basically what I'm saying, making their profit through blood. No two way to put it. Making their profit through blood. The reason why I'm discussing this, right, is because their system is affecting us, because those guns are now showing up on our border, right? And the politics, the stupid politics, right? Because the Democrats want to put a ban on these guns and make, background checks and control. The United States, as we speak, for most of the persons who are supplying these weapons, right? 90% of the time, the United States forces cannot find these suppliers. Then if the United States, who is more equipped than us, having problem to find, right, these assemblers, where the guns itself can be assembled at home, right, and sent to Jamaica, sent to the Caribbean, sent to all over the globe, where they are making it legally to be sold on the internet, and where people in the United States can make the weapon, assemble a weapon at home. As I said, these persons are making profit on our bloods. So stand by. I'm going to play the clip for you and let you understand what is going on, right? And then we speak as it relates to how that is affecting Jamaica, right? Most of the killings in the United States schools, the investigation shows that they have happened, done by ghost guns. Ghost guns. These are the guns of choice that a lot of people become victim of in the United States and in Jamaica, right? So I am going to play the clip for you guys and let you see the evidence that I'm talking about. And when we finish that, we are going to get into another clip where we discuss the Shabdon saga. So guys, stand by and witness it for yourself and have a better understanding of what I'm talking about.
Okay, guys, so let me share the screen, and let me just share the screen for there's two monitors. This one. Okay, guys, so we want to give Insider News credit for this video because we're taking it off their site. I'll go ahead and play the video.
AR-15. Before I fired it, I saw it being put together. It's known as a ghost gun because it doesn't have a serial number and is impossible to trace. These weapons are easier than ever to make nowadays because technology is evolving faster than regulation, and some companies are cashing in.
It's not an exaggeration to suggest that these companies have blood on their hands.
We visited a business in Austin, Texas that helps people make their own ghost guns, and we learned why they've become so popular and so controversial. Cody Wilson is the head of Defense Distributed.
I'm helping spread guns all over the internet.
The company offers hundreds of digital files of gun parts that anyone in the country can download and 3D print. The most popular 3D printed gun is the FGC-9, which stands for F-Gun Control. Cody's team showed us how the pieces can be assembled in just 10 to 15 minutes.
If you print everything correctly, there shouldn't be any issue. It's cool to know that you made it. And when it holds up, you're proud.
These homemade weapons can't be traced.
There aren't numbers anywhere. There aren't serial numbers. There's no.
You make a handgun or a long gun for your own use. There's no requirement to put a number on it.
That's because the only part of a firearm that federal law requires to have a serial number is called the receiver. It holds the pieces that allow the gun to shoot. But there's something called an 80% receiver. That means it's unfinished, and because of that, it doesn't require a serial number. Cody's company is using that loophole to sell a machine called the Ghost Gunner. It turns an 80% receiver into a finished one in roughly half an hour. You can then attach that to other gun parts that you 3D print or buy to make a fully functional firearm.
To install these parts and build it out from, this milled piece to this completed system takes me about 25, 30 minutes if I'm taking my time. But I've done a couple of these. Your average person doing it for the very first time could take up to an hour. But it's not difficult with the right tutorial video and instructions.
I would say realistically, 25, 30,000 ARs exist because of this class of machines.
Each day, boxes of Ghost Gunner machines are getting shipped across the country.
So Minnesota, Washington, California, Massachusetts, Illinois, Colorado.
I like that. A healthy representation
All across the map.
of blue states. Why do they want these gun machines so much?
Interesting, yeah.
Naughty people.
So how long would the wait be right now if I were to order one today?
You're waiting 4 months, and that's not something that these people want to hear.
Between 2015 and 2020, the number of online sellers of Ghost Gun parts more than tripled.
Anybody, whether it's a minor, whether it's someone with a lengthy criminal record, if you got a computer, if you have an internet connection and a credit card, you can get these shipped to your door, no questions asked.
Federal law bans some people from buying guns, like those who are underage, convicted of certain crimes, or subject to specific court orders. Cody himself is currently serving probation in Texas after facing sexual assault charges in 2018. If he had been convicted, he wouldn't be allowed to own firearms under state or federal law. But because he agreed to a form of probation where the judge holds off on finding him guilty, he can still own them. None of this even matters when it comes to ghost guns, though, because they aren't considered firearms under state or federal law.
Our space exists in that gray world. It's not in the law. It's before the law right now. It's this kind of Wild West.
And there's really no way of stopping anyone from getting their hands on one.
Do you feel responsibility for vetting the people who, want the Ghost Gunner?
Yeah, to some degree I do.
What kinds of things do you look for? What are sort of the red flags?
You look at names. How new is this email address? What's the area code of this phone number? Is the billing address close to the shipping address? Or is this connected to something organized? Is this a private individual?
And you guys do that with every person who buys something from you guys?
No, certainly not. There's so much commerce here that you're not going to do that for every single person. And the alternative, a scenario where every customer is then held hostage by me after they purchase. It's not a commercial scenario.
In May, the Justice Department proposed a rule that would require serial numbers on ghost gun receivers, as well as background checks on those looking to buy them. Congress introduced a similar bill that would subject ghost guns to the same regulations as other firearms. But even if the legislation passes, it would be impossible to trace all the ones that are already out there, including these that Cody's team let us try out on the range.
So go ahead and lean forward. I'm going to take your safety off for you.
Okay.
Now you can put your finger on the trigger and you can fire whenever you're ready.
Wow. If I had just shown up and walked up here, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that was printed and that part was I would have fired them and it would have all felt the same.
We asked the NRA what their stance is on ghost guns. They said people have made their own firearms since before the country was founded, and that there's no valid reason any law-abiding person should be barred from possessing them. But gun control advocates say that these weapons are being used more and more in crimes. In November 2019, a 16-year-old shot 5 of his classmates at Sauga's high school in California using a homemade pistol.
The shooter was another high school student who used the ghost gun and was able to get a ghost gun from his father, who was a prohibited purchaser of firearms.
2 of the students who were shot died. Their fathers are now suing the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for failing to regulate the ghost gun industry.
It terrifies me to think that my kids could be victims in the same way that my clients' kids were victims at Sauga's high school.
The Giffords Law Center is involved in the same lawsuit, which claims that ghost guns are quickly becoming the weapon of choice for illegal gun traffickers and for those looking to engage in criminal activity and acts of violence.
They're irresponsible individuals and companies that are making money off exploiting some mistakes by ATF to allow this to happen, to make money at the cost of American lives.
Do you think it would change you at all or change your stance at all if somebody who maybe you loved or cared about was a victim in one of those events?
I do think, the right person, the right scenario could change some of my thinking. But I've said that for years, and it hasn't happened.
Since its start in 2012, Defense Distributed has been entangled in legal battles with the government. The U.S. State Department settled with the company in 2018 and allowed it to continue operating. But over 20 state attorneys general challenged that verdict, and legal cases are still ongoing. Until something changes, Cody says the ghost gun industry will carry on.
In fact, I don't want people to die, right? Turns out that that's true. I'm not just in it for the gore and the violence, okay? But I still think I will only do the minimum required by law and no more.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. And there you have seen what, I am talking about. Right? Now, and this is how serious the situation is. Right? To know that because of the receiver portion doesn't have a tracking number or any information relating to the manufacturer, right? The NRA don't want to call it a gun. These are guns that are taking millions of lives. From 2015 until now, and the politics that divided into the United States, where one side, right, because one side is getting backing from the NRA, right, is in support of that stupidness, right, to say that, because the receiver doesn't have a tracking number, they're not going to classify it as gun, right, and for it to be subject under the same requirement as a gun that have the tracking number. So these persons now able to sell on the internet, and they don't classify it to be breaking any laws. And they are making millions of dollars, you understand, while several people been dying. Now, one of the reasons why for me to track this is last week when I saw the police, right, make an operation in the South Spring area, right, and 3 guns were discovered. And when I look on those weapons, right, I realize the similarities, right? So I am saying now for the authority, one of the difficulty that the authority have, the Jamaican authority and the United States in terms of joint operation, the amount of guns that are coming into Jamaica as it relates to, right, ghost guns and other guns. We know, say, guns are coming from Haiti as well. So not only the United States, right? We know the guns for trade, gun and drugs trade for between Haiti and Jamaica, right? So guns are coming from there, and these new waves of guns, right, that are more sophisticated. The problem that Jamaica have, my friend, on their hand, is the type of sophisticated weapon that you have seen there. The sophisticated weapons that can fire, several rounds, right? We have seen what we call a double barrel that contain in totality of 100 rounds. Now, just imagine one person have that into a particular community, right? It is mayhem and chaos. And we know those weapons are in the hands, right, of the criminals. The Jamaican criminals that we are facing, Jamaica is in a status as it relates to responding to the criminals. They are in what we call a reacting mode, and that cannot be good. Now, the criminals are more sophisticated. You have seen the weapons, right? The criminals, these are not criminals in the 70s and 80s that we are dealing with. Scamming is an energy that finances them, and they have real capital injection to purchase these weapons. The trouble that Jamaica authority really have on their hands is how many of these guns flooded Jamaica, flooded our country. And guess what? It cannot be traced to the supplier. And that is the reason why we have this problem. So then for the politics in the United States, right, where that is, we are talking about persons with PhD, we are talking about persons who are quite educated, highly educated. And yet you are going to tell me, right, based on your education, that you are willing to say that these ghost guns, you are not classifying them as guns because what? The receiver is only 80% finished, and the receiver doesn't have the track identification on it, and that is the reason why you are not putting it and classifying it as a real gun, so that background checks can be done, and so that the gun can be traced and traced back to the supplier. Why we have intelligent people acting in these regards? Because guess what? Their actions are deliberate. Their actions are deliberate. When it comes to a particular group in the United States who believe that they have the right for dominance, right? Who believe that they alone have the right to live, and they don't care in terms of committing their mayhem. You hear one of the assembler, when the journalist ask him if he doesn't have a conscience in terms of feeling guilty. He said he's only doing the minimum what the law asks him to do. So then you're telling me that the law, right, as it relates to these guns, create that loophole for, and not only just created that loophole, they also give you the guide over the internet, telling you the step-by-step process to fully develop the weapon, and they're selling the kits. You tell me, people, right? Investigations show that most killings, particularly in schools in the United States, right, is a result of ghost guns, right? Now we are seeing them showing up, right, on the borders of Jamaica. The difficulty that investigators have, right, in finding the supplier for these weapons, right? Look, in the advent of technology, right, we have to be more ready. We have to be proactive. But unfortunately, the laws that we are currently using are not able to make us proactive. 2 days ago, I've heard the Prime Minister was speaking about the jurisprudence of the entire court system. And that is the philosophy of laws, right? The studies of laws that tell you how certain evidence is to be administered through the court, weight of evidence, right? All of that, the entire administration in terms of the court process and the trial process. My Jamaican people, we have witnessed that, particularly with the bail system, persons get bail, right? And after being bailed, right, they either manage to elude the police or, again, find guilty of other offenses. The system as we know it is frail, right? And so let me explain the system that we currently have. The system that we currently have, we call it a Westminster system. Jamaica has to get rid of that system. It is an old colonial system that doesn't have any grip. And the criminals are now making more aware of how the system functions, right? We have seen the Klansman trial, where 6 of the Klansman trial, right? 6 men already walked free because of technicalities, right? We are not talking about criminals in the 50s, in the 60s, or in the 70s. We are talking about modern day criminal. The criminals have better vehicles. The criminals have more powers as it relates to their capital injection. The criminals have better weapons. And so then, Jamaica, we need to admit that we are in a serious, serious problem, right? And both political parties need to be aware and make sure that they stop the politics with people's life, because people are dying every day. We see Ms. Manafort is speaking about amendment to the Bail Act. No, I am not saying that Ms. Manafort's effort is not genuine and want to, if someone committed a number 3, right, no bail is to be given. Or someone caught with a gun, no bail should be given. But that is a flexibility that Manafort is creating for a long, right, protracted argument that is not going to serve the people, because the People's National Party is going to oppose it and talk about constitutional rights, right, as it relates to the laws that currently prescribe, right? And the PNP, of course, would have been in their right to oppose it. So for both parties who recognize, right, the current situation of Jamaica, that Jamaica is on, what both parties need to do, right? And with Mark Golden, who jumped to oppose Manafort, Mark Golden is someone that I will tell Jamaica that he is an outright hypocrite, right? He is someone who is not wanting to have true situation change. He just wanted power. Mark Golden just angry for power. And what needs to be done is both the PNP and the GLP come to the table, look at Jamaica's current problem, see what Jamaica is facing as it relates to the crime and violence, right? And guess what? Definitely revamp this current system. You can't have the whole colonial Westminster system, you understand, using it as it relates to modern day activities. Because the way all the system structured, the way those laws structured from colonial days, it did not even structure anything about gangster and all those things, right? And so then guess what? Both PNP and GLP need to come together and recognize the problem and stop playing the politics with people, because meanwhile you're playing the politics, people are dying. And every effort that the police made, every single effort that the police made in terms of presenting the evidence, right? The judge is going to let them off on technicalities. The judge is going to let them off on technicalities, right? Now, so when you look on that old law, that Westminster system, the entire jurisprudence need to change. And if you don't change the situation, you are not going to, your conviction rate, the Jamaican court's conviction rate is very low. So how are you going to change that? Right? Recently, you have Brian Sykes has allowed someone to walk based on technicalities. I'm not saying that he's wrong enough, but I'm saying that he's working with the laws that he's working with. But knowing to the fact that you let off someone, right, on technicalities, now that person, right, less than a week, has now found with 2 guns. There goes what we are saying, that the system itself is weak. The system has no grip on these criminals. And so then when you looked at it, right, and you looked on certain situation, right, you will understand why the system is so weak. So folks, I'm going to stop here because I have a next clip to play as it relates to Shabdon, and I'm going to discuss the case as it relates to, you know, and that's why you see in terms of persons who are saying that, okay, all right, Shabdon charged and finally charged and so forth, so forth. Shabdon finally charged, what does it mean? It doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. The Klansman, what I want you to know, Jamaica, the Klansman guys, they were charged. And what does it mean? It means that they work on technicalities. So I am going to explain certain things in terms of don't have our expectations high in saying that, okay, Shabdon charge. Because to me right now, and the way how the jurisprudence system is, right? Until the trial process as it relates to the evidence and how the evidence was collected, how the evidence was processed, and all of that, and if there are any technical errors, right? So I am going to explain that, right, when wifey get into the chat, right, and deal with some person's response. All right, so we will play clip number 2 and get into the Shabdon saga. All right. Okay, Paula. A true host, them need to work together and stop the blame game on each other. I think if they work together, our country will be much better. And yes, Paula, let me say this to you, because here Manafort, right, wanted to make an amendment with the Bail Act, right? And I'm saying, all right, for that to be done in terms of, you know, if someone committed, you understand, number 3, right? And, you know, certain evidence will have suggest that, or allegations suggest that, right? To me, I would like if that can happen. I would like if that can happen, right? Now, again, it gives room, right, for the People's National Party, right, to oppose. So you can't have, what I'm saying here is that you can't have certain situation where you want to make an amendment where that is going to draw a protracted argument, and then at the end of the day, nothing being done, right? So there's no law pass because guess what? PNP on the other side is using constitutional laws, you understand, to oppose that. So guess what? Both parties really need to recognize the problem, you understand, that Jamaica is currently having, right? And both up, because what I think the entire system, the entire jurisprudence need to revamp. And if we don't revamp this system, criminals are going to continue to escape, right? Done their atrocities Because guess what? What is going on in Spanish Town now is just saying to us that guess what? They have no laws to hold them, right? In spite of what being, persons being charged from the clansman and so forth and so forth, right? One order now is reacting, right, in saying that there's no law and order can control them, and that is why they are behaving like that, right? They have no regards for law and order. So let us go into the chat again.
Okay, so I am just going to acknowledge those that have recently joined us while Aaron was talking. So we have happy team members that have still been joining us, new members, and those who have been here earlier still giving us their support. Really appreciate that, and happy Saturday to you guys again. And welcome. We also have Sniper.
All right.
That have joined us, and he's saying good night, everyone. Good night,
Bless yourself, Sniper.
And welcome. Thank you so much again. Happy Friday to you. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, and we did acknowledge Teflon. And Sniper saying good night to Tiffany. And I was welcoming happy teams and everybody else who had just joined in, more happy team members. And Daniel TV Comedy and Entertainment also joined us, who came looking in. Welcome, Daniel. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for your continued support. It is really appreciated, and salutations going out there. More happy team members. Mega love shout out to happy team. Thank you again, guys, for joining in. Really appreciate it. For more happy team members, and Vibes at the Thompsons also passed through. She was saying blessings mystic, or showing us love. Welcome. Happy Friday to you, Thompson. Really appreciate you being here. And more happy team members there showing us more support. Really appreciate that again. Can't stress it enough. Happy team members. And Sniper was saying something was going on with the microphone, which has since been sorted. And Mary Jane was saying thumbs up done and shared. Thank you so much for that, Mary Jane. And thank you to everyone who has shared us out tonight. And thank you for all the thumbs up that we have gotten. Really appreciate it. And Juba Bruce Love TV also joined in.
Bless
saying
up, Juba.
hello. Welcome, Juba. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. And guys, remember the link is pinned, and also let me just put it across the screen. The WhatsApp number is still active for those who want to call in and give their opinion on the topic. We would really love to hear from you guys. Your views on the topic. And Moya's way is also in the building saying hello. Chat, welcome, Moya. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining. We also have Mr. Gilmore saying good evening.
Bless yourself, Daddy Gilmore.
Mr. Gilmore, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate that. And Ricardo came in looking. He's saying, me no like how YouTube now notify me again. Welcome, Ricardo. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. But he's saying, anyways, good night, Mystic family, and blessings to everyone in the house. And Paula Allen is also here saying hello, host, and everyone in the chat. Happy Friday to you, Paula. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. And David Grant is also here. Welcome, David. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. And he's saying, hello, so Ricardo, don't you see me calling your phone? And he's saying blessings to everyone here. Welcome again, Ricardo. Really appreciate it. And you did respond to Paula's comment there. And MJ from Nappy Team is also here. Thank you so much. And more salutations there. And Sniper saying Baron Wagwan.
Yeah, man, everything good, my general.
All right. So, right, more salutations going on there. And Daniel is saying one link. And Paula is saying thanks, host. You're very welcome, Paula. And again, thank you so much, guys, for taking time out of your Friday evening to be with us. We don't take that for granted. So again, really appreciate the continued support. And I'm going to just play that clip. That,
All right. But just let me just explain a little.
Okay.
Let me just explain a little before we play. So, guys, what we are going to, explain, right? And I'm going to play a clip for you as it relates to the Shabdon saga, right? And after we go through that clip, then I will explain certain situations as it relates to, how we should look at it, right? In regards of, evidence and be objective towards what we are going to discuss. All right. So yes, wifey, play that clip.
Okay.
I mean, Jamaica, we're lucky. See, they find a way for make money, The youth them to do better with their life, You gotta see us, The youth them must stop the guns and the war and the gangs. You understand me? I say?
Because all we are see are data destruction. And it come like the ghetto youth them burn for turn back. As soon as you see my head forward, and things are going for them, they turn right back and turn their head. Like Lot wife would turn the pillar of salt in our Bible, She hears the boy, she not turn back. And she turn right back and I look back, and turn in a pillar of salt. And that story in the Bible coincide with this youth that they call Shabdon, Saying, they must say, boy, he's a producer, a music producer. But it look like the boy, upon in the half, he produce violence also. Correct, I know, see the triple murder they charge him for, I can't take glean of viewers and subscriber.
$1,200.
Okay.
$5,000. And this one is $3,000.
Music producer Linval Shabdon Thompson Jr. has been charged with 3 counts of murder. He was charged by the Major Investigation Division after he was positively identified in an identification parade. Me mama blood theater, so I serious Georgia. It done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jamaica Constabulary Force said in a Twitter statement this afternoon, it said more details will be provided later. I'm going to do a video in a couple of hours. I'm going to tell you, say, I predict a life sentence. You understand? God knows that I'm a science man, but it's like, God talked to me from yesterday, and God say, say, the youth are in a big trouble. From see headlines, I say, yeah, man, the youth are in a serious blowout trouble. See? They must say no, the dancer producer was arrested on June the 3rd in connection with last month's triple murder in Rose Heights, St. James. Oh, my star. Want to see what I want? When trouble catch you, picnic shot fit you, And that they say in Jamaica, when trouble catch you, picnic shot fit you. Right now, a little picnic shot can fit this youth now, car. The trouble when you get yourself in a big problem, man. Big blood clot problem. Want to see what I'm telling you? The youth them don't listen. Viewers and subscribers, we could take it to our next level right now. He was detained by members of the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force during a targeted operation in St. Catherine South Division following preliminary investigation in several incidents. Boy, me I tell you, boy, I want to say, hey, you see right now, I'm sure no what go on in Jamaica. When I listen up good enough, saying I want you guys to relax and listen to this now. Saying I'm sure now, the Jamaican government is under pressure. See, and right now the police them get an instruction from the Jamaican government that right now crime have a clean up before the end of this month. So the man them right now, anybody they catch their hand on, them are deal with them shabby. You understand? And right now the man them cause too much problem for Jamaica. The economy has been stymied because of the violence and crime. And this money alone, there are many big choices man involved in night too. You understand? Artists, entertainers, all sort of people from all walk of life. You understand? And all Jamaica move right now on the government is under pressure. The diaspora, we're talking about people overseas too, and pressure the government to say, yo, big man, you walk one and you have to do something about the crime right now. Say, money in a pocket, man have money, dollars in a them pocket. I want to go back here, I go build house.
raise goat and raise fowl, all type of same thing. I have all hog in a pen. Man want to build a house and buy a nice car. Even if I want a taxi, you can buy and put on the road, you know. And when you take a step now, you find out, say, boy, nobody now move a muscle, you know, because too much head bus off down in Jamaica. The economy get touch up. See, the tourism area almost get touch up, you know. The criminal boy then gone. They get close by to mash up the tourism sector. Cause what?
All right.
Okay, so just want to give credit to Bagger Things Media TV for that clip there that you just saw.
All right. If you listen to the clip and as it relates to because this was taken from Bagger Things Media TV, right? So we give kudos to him. And for many other stations out there who really doing some, good investigative journalism, we all appreciate them in terms of Politics Watch, right? Jamaican Buzz, and all these mediums that are, bringing these highlights and, giving them accordingly. But as it relates to this case with Shabdon, and remember, this is the court of public opinion. So what I'm going to say, right, is not to say that that's all the trial court is going to proceed. I'm only speaking of my experience. And based on what we have seen as it relates to the Klansman trial, right, and, what needs to suit the burden of proof. So what I want to speak on as it relates to Shabdon's situation is the burden of proof. Now, the burden of proof as all the law structured, right, particularly with, under the Westminster system and other system apart from the Westminster system as well. There are two tiers come under the burden of proof. Right, remember that the structure of laws relates to the burden of proof, right? Designed to say that if a man charged with an offense, then he must treated, you understand, innocently. So always remember that. So then what seems to happen as it relates to under the burden of proof, right? There are two tiers. One is the preponderance of guilt. And the other two is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, so the preponderance of guilt, right, may fall under lesser, less charges that are not that serious, that come with imprisonment, right? And so then the weight of evidence, right, the bar is not so high to prove. Right. Remember, some time ago I spoke about indictable offense and non-indictable offense. Non-indictable offense are like traffic offense and certain civil lawsuit situation. So now let us look on Shabdon situation. The burden of proof that is going to use is not the preponderance of guilt, right? And so then it simply means that the bar to find Shabdon guilty is going to be the highest bar under the burden of proof, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember that the charges that he has are indictable offenses, very serious offenses. So those offenses, you are going to have to prove them beyond reasonable doubt. Simple means the bar is very high. Any form of inconsistencies, just like with the Klansman trial, the judge is going to throw it out. Mm-hmm. Any form of inconsistencies, any at all, right? In the witnesses, in the collection of statement, technicalities, the judge is going to throw it out. because that is how the structure of the law is. Now, the police would have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's, right, to have a conviction, right, where Shabdon is concerned. Remember, I am not saying that Shabdon is not going to be found guilty, or I am not saying that Shabdon is going to be found guilty. I don't have no form of understanding of the evidence that the police have. I am only telling you that just like how when you listen to the clip, right, the host seems to be a little, elated, so to speak, right, to say, yes, he's charged. But it is much more than that, my friend. It is really a technical process, right, and where the police who dealing with the processes, right, as it relates to the collection of the evidence, the storing of the evidence, right, and delivering them, right, in court, right, in the appropriate sequence. And so then, when you look, and based on what seems to, cushion or tantamount to them charging Shabdon, right? He was pointed out into an identification parade as one of the person who was amongst the shooter who were involved in the number 3. So let me just point out some things to us and give us some update what people need to understand. Not because a person point out on an ID parade simply means that the person is guilty, right? So it's not about guilt or not guilt. It's about persons pointed out on an identification parade. Now, depending on the lawyer that Shabdon have, if the lawyer is extremely skillful. Now, remember, again, I'm just saying because I don't even know the person who in that pointing out identification parade, pointing out process. Now, said for a lawyer who is going to represent his client, right? One of the arguments, if he has been pointed out in court. Now, just imagine that one of the person who may have pointed him out could be a rival member of the rival gang. That within itself is a hole, is a dent in the case. Why you said that, Byron? Okay, Byron, I said that because what you need to understand that, okay, it's a rival member that pointed him out. It is not a third party member who is independent of both gang and someone who, you understand, is away from criminal charges. A rival person, the law, as according to the lawyer, would say that, of course, they have rift. He knows him, right? And to the fact they have rift, right? He could just, accuse him wrongfully because he knows him. So for someone who in the rival, I want people to follow me and understand what I'm saying, right? For someone who is his rival to point him out, and remember, I don't know if it is his rival point him out. Let me say that clear. So for someone who is his rival point him out, it goes nowhere in court. That in itself, as how the judge is going to process that, okay, that is a circumstantial evidence. Now, so then the prosecution have someone pointed out Shabdon, right? Technically speaking, doesn't really have anything. Now let us go further than that. You understand? I'm plotting some scenarios. Now we heard later that upon a police operation, right, the discovery of 3 weapons. Put it this way, that on the scene of the crime, right, the police is going to caution tape, protect the crime zone. They are going to collect spent shells, right, from the weapon, and so forth. Now, said the firearms that were found in the South Spring area, right? That doesn't mean that those, I'm just showing you how the code works. That doesn't mean that those firearms tied to Shabdon. Listen, people, you have to be careful, right? And try to understand, right, how law works. So the guns found wherever they're found are found in the presence of whosoever found. And if he is not there, right, holding that weapon, that doesn't mean that the weapon traced to him, right? So then, if now, let us go back to the scene of the crime, and where, of course, post-mortem is going to, even although we know that, okay, they were fired on, and, you know, they died as a result of the bullets and so forth. Post-mortem still went on to show the trajectory of bullet wound, entry and exit wounds, and all of that, right? And, you know, police can, you know, understand the scene in terms of processing the scene and photograph the scene. So every evidence will be photographed, right, and will be numbered, right? And so then when they process that, if, remember, I spoke to you sometime because I want my audience to fully understand where I'm coming from in this dialogue, right? So when I'm speaking, you know, I bring you up to date so you understand where I'm going. Now, when in terms of that, if said ballistic expert may link the particular bullets, right, to the firearms that were found, well, guess what? That evidence is suggesting that, okay, the firearms that were found, right, were the weapons that used in committing number 3 with those persons. So that is what, you know, the evidence suggesting, right? It doesn't tie Shabdon to the case. Now, the situation is that, okay, now if you have that, the weapons, this is where now it can turn around now for the prosecution. Now, it is the prosecution has to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, not the defendant. One of the opportunities what the defendant have is that if new evidence enter in, the defendant doesn't have to share that information with the prosecutor by law. So this is the way how the law is structured, you know. So if new information comes in as it relates to what is relevant to the case, the defense doesn't have to share that information with the prosecutor, and the defense can use that in the trial, right, to get off his defendant without the knowledge of the prosecutor. Now look at this now. If the prosecution has any new evidence, right, during the trial, it is the prosecution right to share it with the defendant and must share it with the defendant. If the prosecution hold back any information and deliberately blindsided the defendant lawyer, that case can be thrown out and the prosecutor can be in problem. So every information that the prosecutor has to share it. Now remember, we talk about beyond a reasonable doubt. Say for argument's sake, I bring up a scenario that, okay, the guns that were found, right? I'm just giving a different spin. The guns that were found, right, happen to link positively with Shabdon. Now, what you will have, even though now, so we are going to go back to the first circumstantial evidence. Now we are pulling up back the ID period now, So remember, the identification parade in terms of the person who may be a rival, gang member, right, that give witness that, okay, that person was on the scene, and the guns that were found, ballistic is showing that, okay, these are the weapons of choice that used in the number 3, number 2, and not only that, no, the weapons based on investigation, you understand, now belong to Shabdon. I'm not saying that weapon belong to Shabdon. That's not what I'm saying. So I want people to listen. And they have that. Now, so number 1, what the prosecution will have is number 1, it was pointed out. Number 2, the weapons were found in the area where he lives. Number 3, not only that the weapons were found in the area that he lived, the weapons now link to him. All right. Now, it's still not a slam dunk case, even although prosecution up by 3. 1, the identification parade. 2, right, to the fact that the weapons were found in the area where, you know, he reside. 3, the weapon linked to him. Now, what the prosecution need to have now, right? If the prosecution can get something more substantial to say that, okay, he was behind the weapon, firing the weapon. And so then, one of the things that the prosecution will do, I think Mr. Jarrett in the chat as ex-police, right, will swabs on the hands, right? And so then you see how that swabs now come important now in this case. Because when you swab his hands, they can say, okay, gunpowder residue was found on his hand. Now, although they collect that evidence, it has to deal with now how they preserve that evidence, how they process that evidence, right? Because if they don't preserve it properly and it has not been processed properly, then he's going to walk, right? On technicalities. So this is how serious it is when it comes to what we call the burden of proof, the 2 tiers under the burden of proof, the preponderance of guilt and the and proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, if you are charged like for a lesser charge that doesn't need beyond the burden of proof, you have to have dotting all those I's and crossing all those T's. You understand? The judge would have said, based on the circumstances, okay, all right, and that's how we found him guilty. Now, what happened again? What if there's a situation in terms of, all right, Shabdon really have an alibi to say that on the particular night that this occurred, he was not there. And that alibi, willing to testify. Remember, I said to you that that is the information that the defense doesn't have to share with the prosecutor, with the prosecution. And he can have it for the final hit, to hit the prosecution in the court. So what the defendant have as an alibi to prove that, okay, well, my client wasn't the shooter. So then the defendant doesn't have to share that information with the prosecution, and the prosecution may fly in blind. So then, while you might hear the charges, You have to understand people, and that's why I want to take you through the processes, right? For you to understand the way how, the court system work, particularly the Westminster system. Now, remember, we have a lot of criminals who are beating the system, and that's why I spoke earlier as it relates to, for both political parties to have an understanding that, okay, people are dying in the country. And both political parties need to act prudently, right? In terms of just revamp the entire jurisprudence, right? As it relates to how the laws were structured at time. That is all colonial laws that we are using, right? That has no grip on these criminals who are more sophisticated, right? Criminals have better cars than the police. There are times when you call the police to assist you, and the police don't even have a vehicle. To be honest, in many instances, people have reported, right, calling the police, and the police take 2-3 hours, you understand, to even reach there. So then, what I'm saying to people, right, just as I break down that for you as it relates to the burden of proof, right, under the 2 tiers of preponderance of guilt and, beyond a reasonable doubt, showing you as it relates to what is going to take to find Shabdon guilty, what it is going to take to find Andrew Blackman guilty. You have seen where the system itself, right, release, right, 6 of those persons who were charged in the Klansman trial. People would want to blame the judge and so forth, but they don't really understand the structure of laws. And of course, people have a right to upset, right, to understand that, okay, yeah, you understand, people see the man do the thing. You understand, very blah, 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 yeah, him do it, and all of that. Some of the cases in terms of where the judge have to make these hard decisions, right? It is not that the judge is saying that he's not guilty. The judge is just simply saying that, you understand, as much evidence is not there, right, to find him guilty. We might get upset with the judge, and we might get upset, but really and truly, and the truth be told, it is not the judge that you need to get upset with, right? The judge would want, let me say this correctly. I would believe that the judge would want, right, for Jamaica to be a crime-free country, and we're willing to take these men off the street. But now you have to give the politicians, the legislators have to give the judge something to work with. And what needs to be given, right, is for the politician to look on the current system that we have as it relates to the current jurisprudence system, right? It is not working as it relates to 2022, right? The old colonial Westminster system is not working. Jamaica need new and vibrant criminal code that is feasible to the time. The police, the state of the police and the state of the criminal justice system itself, by the laws that are structured, put the system, the entire system of Jamaica, in what I call a reactive mode and render them handicapped for not to be proactive. So you have seen that the police have done the hard work. And most of the time, the truth be told, the police must feel sort of tired. They must sort of feel frustrated. They must sort of feel, we just don't know what to do again, right? But it is the entire system of the laws, right? The entire philosophy, the entire studies of the laws that need to revamp and a new criminal code, you understand, to definitely pursue. So JLP and PNP Miss what's your name?
Which one?
Yes, Miss Manafort and the other person there for the People's National Party, right? Need to stop from play the politics, right? Because the long church out argument about amendment of Bail Act and PNP oppose it and constitutional rights and blah blah and tag a war and tag on war and tag on war and one long hero fight and one long hero fight until all one next political party change the fight still go on. You want to stop it. Stop it. Be reasonable. Both political parties need to be very reasonable and realize that the current system, right, is a flaw and it is not working. And both political parties need to sit at the table and make common sense decisions, formulate new criminal codes for Jamaica. That's what Jamaica need to improve, right, their rate of conviction. If we don't get it, criminals are going to continue to laugh at us, right? Criminals are going to continue to carry out their mayhem, and then you know what is going to happen? You're going to have people who refuse to talk because they realize that even when they talk, nothing is going to be done. So then why the reason am I talking? Why the reason am I risking my life? I might sound like a very negative person. I may sound pessimistical, but trust me, I cannot be optimistic under the circumstances that I know definitely what the problem is and that the jurisprudence system need to revamp, right? Until that you revamp the situation, until both political parties can come and say, you know what, look, this is just not working for us, right? Them a modern day criminal here, right? Technology, look, and that is one of the reasons why I play the ghost guns clip people for Jamaica to understand that, look, you are moving way too slow. What is happening right now, even in the United States, are guns, criminals who link in terms of selling guns to Jamaica. You understand? They know that it cannot be traced to them. You understand? And a man stay at home and he make much guns and sell them. You understand? And of course, right, this scamming money can buy them. So Jamaica need to wake up. This is bigger than Shabdon. This is bigger than Klansman. What is happening out there is the amount of guns that are on the street. And guess what? These criminals are finding ways and means how to use them because they are now using them as contract, going as contract to take out people's life. You have gunmen who literally, they walk up to people and asking them if they have any difference with anyone, right? You have gunmen who don't market themselves out there. You understand? So what kind of society people will need to wake up? You understand? And I'm begging both political parties for prudency, right? Recognize the problem, seriously recognize the problem, and fight to change the criminal code. Both, if it can be done, if both political parties said, all right, look, you understand that this is a problem, right? They are ahead of us, right? We are definitely reacting, right? And we need to be proactive. So guess what? Let us put our shoulders to the wheel and do the thing. But you know what? Let me tell you something. And this is what, as it relates to, what is it, Mark Bunting or Golden? Mark Golden. And this is Mark Golden is a big, dirty hypocrite. Right? I am telling Mark Golden that. And his only interest is to win. He don't have no genuineness as it relates to nation building. Right? Mark Golden only want to win. You understand me? I say, and that is the politician that we don't need to have. Right? Now, not because Malefort might came up with an idea to say, okay, all right, let us amend the Bail Act. Might be what Malefort is doing is recognizing the problem. Recognizing the problem that is and realize that, okay, the system needs to restructure. So because you know, say, okay, all right, the Constitution said this and the Constitution said that. You are now going to oppose, and the fight there is going to be a long fight. We understand why you are dealing with Mark Golden, right? All you need to do is to understand Jamaica problem. You understand? And work efficiently. But you know what? My goal is, I'm going to tell you something. It is not in you, right, to do it, right? Because trust me, you're not even a honest person. It is not in you to do it, right? Because you know what? You're looking on political mileage to say that, okay, if the PNP align with GLP, then what is going to happen is that, right, GLP is going to gain political mileage. And so then guess what? You're not going to do it. And then because of that now, people continue to be killed. And gunmen continue to be getting away. And the police are so tired and so frustrated under the system, what you people are creating. You understand? Stop playing politics with people's life. People are dying. And remember, now Jamaica want to live. Right? And you are creating a mess. You understand that you yourself are living in. Right? So stop. If you talk about nation building, go on board with the Jamaican Labour Party. Not because of, okay, Manafort come up with the amending the Bail Act. Right? Because you are waiting now if you have a political debate with that. And your tongue is sharp up for that. You understand? So let me hit you from here, sir. You understand? Because we know that you know. You understand? You don't have no interest in nation building. So let me just try to smooth off things here and finish my piece in terms of saying, you know, we need to put Jamaica forward. We need to deal with nation building. Put Jamaican first. People are dying. Ghost gun spread all over the Caribbean. People, please, politicians, no one can do it but you are legislators, right? Please, please, save Jamaican people. Save Jamaican people. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have a few people who have joined in since you were doing your presentation, but I just want to speak on something that Sniper says here. Them to bring back the law where say when you kill a man, your sentence is to hang. The law is still on the books, but they just are not instituting it. It is still law in Jamaica, but they're just not carrying it out.
Yeah,
because of human rights reasons that they are not really carrying it out, but we still have that as one of our laws, as an option that we can go to. But because of human rights, it's a sort of deterrent for the lawmakers. They don't really want to go there because there's going to be a lot of what you say now, drawbacks and backlash if that should
yes
be,
and wife is definitely right with that. You understand? And if people should just draft a bar graph with that as it relates to when hanging was active, right? What was the murder rate that we were looking on as opposed to when they slow it down and not using it? We're going to see a tremendous difference, a night and day as it relates to this escalation. So for that will show you that, of course, it used as a deterrent then, right? But I don't know why, as my wife said, it is the human rights issue. But again, this is what I can't understand. Because people need to even human rights need to understand this, and Mark Golden, you need to understand this, that speaking about constitutional rights. The victims, you have to remember that the victims have constitutional rights. What happened to the victims' constitutional rights? Right? So many victims. What happened to their constitutional rights? They have a right to live like those criminals who send them underground. So what happened to those constitutional rights? You need to think about that, Mr. Gold, Mark Golding. You understand? When I talk about defending, right, certain constitutional rights, you need to really think about that. I'm not saying that constitutional rights are not to be defended. But when you have situations like this in our time, to see that gunmen are so daring, right, and carrying out them atrocities in broad daylight, we need to have common sense laws on the books.
Okay. All right. So the umbrella thing is that Jamaica is under siege with these gunmen right
Definitely.
now. And both parties need to sit down and come up with a common sense solution. And as Baron said, stop playing politics with people's lives. You don't, I guess PNP don't want to sit down with JLP because if they work out the problem under JLP's tenure, then they are going to get the credit for it.
Exactly.
And then JLP might not get another term.
Right.
PNP might not get another term and JLP continues. So they need to stop this foolishness.
So because they are looking at political
Jamaica
mileage.
first.
Yeah.
As you said, stop looking for political mileage and look for solution to the problem that we have now, because it's not getting any better and every day more and more people are dying. And Chuck Life is saying, Mr. Barron, let me know something that I had no idea about before. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chuck
so
Life.
much, Chuck Life. Glad you learned something from the presentation today. All right, so I'm just going to welcome persons who have joined in since you have been doing the second part of the presentation. Okay, so you did go over Paula's contribution there.
Okay.
All right, so we have more happy team members that are still here. Mega love shout out to you guys and happy Saturday to you. And we have Arlene Wade, made by Trinilena in the building, saying good night, Mystic and family. Welcome,
Bless
Arlene.
yourself,
Thank
Arlene.
you so much for being here. Happy Friday to you. And Ricardo is saying big boss bear.
Aye.
And let me welcome Paula again. I'm not sure if I'd welcome her before. So we have Paula Allen in the building. Welcome, welcome, Paula. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate that. I think I did, but I'm not too sure. And we also have Miss Monica who's here. She's saying, I'm here, host. Welcome, welcome, Miss
Bless
Monica.
myself,
Walking
Sister
Purpose,
Monica.
Monica Mel. Thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate it and love, enough respect out to you. So the salutation, guys, I'm just gonna skip over those salutation in the interest of time and just welcome persons. And Sammy and Sadi is in the building saying blessings to you guys. Enough love here in traffic. Thank you so much for that, Sammy and Sadi. Really appreciate you being here. Happy Friday to you and hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful start to your weekend. Mariel from Happy Team is also here. So more Happy Team members. Mega love shout out to you guys. Really appreciate all of you being here. And we have Seti, Tabachin, Mariel, who are here presently. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate that. And they're all from Happy Team. Mega love shout out to you guys. And Tara Jade's Delicious Cooking is also in the building. Welcome, Tara. Thank you so much. And she's saying blessings to everyone.
Bless up, Sister Tara.
Really appreciate you being here. And she said she was in traffic earlier. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And Teacher P. Downer is in the building saying good night, Mystic Sensation. Welcome, welcome.
Bless up, Sister
Teacher
P.
Thank you so much for being here. Happy Friday to you. And more salutations going out there. And Hazel from Happy Team is also here saying mega love shout out. Mystic Sensation. Welcome, Hazel. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday to you. Oh, my voice, my throat. So more salutations going out there. More salutations. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And Osanar from Happy Team is also here. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday to you. And Charlie Pin is also here. Charlie Pin is also here. Happy Friday to you.
Charlie, there will be new criminal code for politicians.
And he's saying good night, everyone. Good night, Charlie. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you again.
This is not a week where Charlie Pin don't give me a vibes.
And Chuck Life is saying, well said, Mr. Byron. Thank you so much.
Bless up, Chuck Life.
And some more salutation going there. I will not highlight that other comment from Charlie. Charlie, that's easy. Come on, anyone is,
Well, then carry it.
okay, well, so Sniper said, well, them fi carry it out, cause when them hear say them a go hang, I bet them start kill off the people them. Well, they would have to institute it for us to see, because these criminals are so barefaced. I'm just convinced that some of them just decide they will die by the gun if they have to, or whichever way they're willing to lay down their lives. While some of them, when it's their turn, when the police get them and want to, slap them where them cry for their mama and then papa and their auntie and uncle, because they don't want to be slapped up.
Well, Sniper, I believe that it would serve as a deterrent, because if madman are use false iron pipe and make 6 gunman run away, the thing say that will serve as a deterrent.
And they do have some who make up their mind that them will go 6'6".
Yeah, true.
But you have some or a baby with gun and coward with gun. Then cry for every family member when I for them time forget slap way.
Oh my goodness. You think that joke? That's serious. That's true.
Let's see. All right, some more salutations going on there in the chat. And okay, I did read that. And Tara J's blogs and dialogues in the building. Welcome again, Tara, with your second face. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to you. All right, so we have caught up with the welcome.
All right.
So you have finished with your presentation?
Yes, I've finished. And chat and TV Land, thanks again for listening to me on another Friday. Right? Thank you very much.
All right, and thank you for another thought-provoking and informative topic. Really appreciate the effort and the amount of work that you put in your presentation.
Thank you.
Each week. So thank you so much for that. Okay, guys, so now it's time for fun and games. So I am going to find my...
I think Sniper said something here.
Sniper said something?
Yeah, about it.
Oh, sorry, Sniper, I didn't see it. It just jumped up now. So it's saying, at that it now in an barrow, and them borrow and rent gun for the crime, but when the real wicked well, them on the way, oh Jesus of my evil, we're not telling you
Sniper, man, tell us I saw an attempted bank robbery, and we have to laugh. Because the madman don't have nothing, Sniper. Madman only have in normal iron pipe. And 5 or 6 gunmen run like thief. As a matter of fact, then drive like thief.
I just have a piece of iron pipe on his mouth.
Just the iron pipe on his mouth and then gone. Can you imagine?
Okay, and somebody is Chuck Life is saying, good job as always, Mr. Byron.
Thank you for that, Chuck Life.
And Ricardo is saying, Mr. Byron, you don't know say I work and kill the boy, David, make you come Okay. All right, guys. So again, we're going to go into the fun and games and our scorekeeper.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Get this paperwork and stuff together. So again, when he comes back, I'll bring that up, Sniper. So again, the rules are you have to answer in the form of a question. What has been asked is going to be in the form of a statement, and you have to answer in the form of a question. If it's a place or thing, you say what is, and if it's a person, you say who is. And to start with, we are gonna ask everyone who's participating to choose a category. The first category I see, and for how many points, that's the one I'm going to start with. And whoever answers the question correctly will get to choose the next category that we are going to go with. And again, this week we do have the double Jeopardy where you double your points. We have 2 of those embedded there, and we also have one where you double your points overall. Okay. And Sniper is saying, "Me see to sorry the man never have a piece." You see if them not
tell you.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I am going to share the screen. And Tiffany saying I'm going to refresh, be right back. Okay, so I am just gonna get the screen ready for sharing. In the meanwhile, you're doing that. So Ricardo says 6 boss, you're ready.
All right.
So these are the categories that we have this week. We have religious knowledge, mathematics, geography, countries and capitals, and science. Little Bliss, welcome, 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 Empress. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bliss.
Say hello, hot family. Happy Friday.
Right.
Hello, how are you, Empress? Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Ricardo said, fix the mic. Oh, let me put this on my lap. I think the devices here are affecting the mic. I don't know for what reason now.
Okay,
all right.
Give me that. Give me my phone. The one.
All right, let me just 1 sec. Let me just some of these devices. One there. But I need this one here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Little Bliss is saying it is okay now.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think the devices are somehow interfering with the mic for some reason. All right, so Little Bliss coming in saying math for 500. I wonder if Little Bliss is going to be giving us another what you call it now? What algebra was taking?
Remember the record is what? 4,100 points. Christian, that is Mr. Ricardo. Top that. Who have that?
I guess will give us another Hebrew algebra. So she wanted. Oh my goodness. Yes, slow this.
200. 400.
Maths for 500.
Maths for 500.
Ricardo said, Baron, shh. Tiffany, are you back yet? Some more salutations going out there. Ricardo said, oh, what else? I guess it was the
mic. Tiffany asked for some time.
Mm-hmm. And Truck Life is saying, no 6 boss this week.
All right.
Let's see if Tiffany. Sniper said no, she'll log. Oh, she said I'm still logging Ricardo. Oh no, our internet started acting up already. Ricardo is looking. All right, so I'm going to start since our internet is giving problem until she sorts it out. All right, so mathematics for 500. So a painter charges $225 for materials and $35 per hour for labor. Pay keen attention, guys. Charges $225 for the materials and then $35 per hour for labor. The total cost of painting an office is $330. That's the overall umbrella cost. Number of hours it took to paint the office. So how many hours did it take the painter to paint the office based on the information that's there? Me can't hold them. I've come with vengeance this week.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, it's a religious knowledge. I don't know the last time I read the Bible. Let's go to church, Charlie. Oh my God. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I am not going to delay. So the answer is, what is 3 hours? So
Okay.
you take away the cost of the material from the total charge, which is 330 minus 225, which gives you 105, and then you divide the 105, which is the remainder of the cost per hour for labor. So that will give you 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see who first came in with that answer in such record time. And correct answer, first person is, let me just refresh on here just to make sure, because they're two, one behind the other. So Little Bliss is first with the correct answer. Then we have Truck Life. Truck Life means send no 6 bars this week. And Ricardo, then Tiffany, and Teacher Peace yelling up Little Bliss. Okay.
So that's 500.
Yes, so that's 500 for Little Bliss.
Not Little Bliss this.
Mm-hmm. And math, now Little Bliss is saying math for 400. Yes, math for 400. Right. A factory produced 2,300 TV sets in its first year of production, paying attention. And then 4,500 sets were produced in its second year. And 500 more sets were produced in its third year than in its second year. This many television sets were produced in 3 years. So how many sets of television were produced over that 3-year period? And remember, it says 4,500 sets were produced in the second year, but in the third year, you have 500 more sets that were produced than in the second year. Right. Them bright stuff. I have to finish reading the question. Good, or the statement properly. Oh my goodness, this Monica is saying my horse is here. Tara said no son numbers.
Tara.
Boy, them
I
British
want to
bad.
hear them so quick, Tara.
The answer is there already. It is what is 11,800. So the first year was 2,300. Second year was 4,500, which give you 6,800. And in the third year, they said that it produced 500 more than what was produced in the second year. So you add 500 to the 4,500 to get 5,000. Then you add the 6,800 and the 500 to get 11,800. Born of British stuff. So that's 11,800 television sets over the 3-year period. So let me see who first came in with the correct answers, because answer just a roll like. Okay, so first with the correct answer is Ricardo, then Truck Life, then Tiffany.
And that's for what, 400?
It's okay.
What was that for 400?
Yeah, that was for 400. So Ricardo get to choose the next category, and for how many points? Ricardo said, "Don't run, Tara." And Arlene is laughing. And Little Bliss is saying, "Hey, Mommy Monica, how are you doing?" And Ricardo is saying maths for 300. All right, so let's see math for 300. They're clearing off the math board. Write 60% as a decimal. So write 60% as a decimal. And salutations going here, and Ricardo said, "They are not Empress Wanga KFC but lifestyle." What? must wrote in already.
I tell you.
And that's the correct answer that I'm looking for. So I am not even going to delay. So what is 0.60? Wait, did everybody put what is? Okay. All right. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay, no, Ricardo. Bliss, no. So first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life.
Your main Truck Life.
Funny, and I said Truck Life, so no 6 bars around
No
here.
6 bars around here. Remember me told him. And that was going for?
That was going
300?
for 300 points. So 60
Yes.
divided by 100 to give you it in decimal points. Ricardo, you mean the maths now maths up?
But if I say, Ricardo, you had a maths brain from primary school. Yes, Ivel. I'm sharp, but Ivel.
I tell you. But wait, the maths now maths up. Now maths up for you. And Truck Life is choosing maths for 200. All right. So, write the area of a triangle. That is the formula as to how you work out the area of a triangle. So, what is the formula for the area of a triangle? Come, going back to basics, people.
Going
back to basics. Empress shock.
Empress Rotted.
You will say, I'm just.
Yeah, it is there.
All right. I see the answer that I'm looking for.
Half the base times the height.
Truck Life will kill me over here, so we feel formula. What is half base times height? Oh my goodness. Let's see who first came in with that correct answer. All right. First on the board with the correct answer is Ricardo. And I have no idea. Ricardo, he write it in numbers and he write it in words. Charlie said geometry. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's see who did I say got it? Ricardo. So Ricardo chooses the next category. Where is Truck Life? No, Truck Life. What is going on with you? What is going on with your Truck Life?
Truck Life is A plus 3 squared to the 5th.
Truck Life for writing one formula. Oh my goodness. He said, oh, the 200 math question harder than the third and the fourth. No, that was pretty. Truck Life very easy. All right, so Ricardo said math for 100 and clearing up the board.
Clearing up the board, all right.
So write 3/4 as a percent. Going back to basics.
Back to
write
basics.
3/4 as a percent. It's only 200 math question other than the 3, 4, and 500. Oh my goodness.
The one that I should have known what I'm at.
Truck Lives. Ricardo said Truck Life maths not maths from that. Ricardo said it's not hard. Truck Life is laughing. And Yvelle is saying Truck Life said it's hard for me. All right. Ricardo, but you won't listen to instructions. I said write it as a percent, not as a decimal. Well, you can't follow instruction. So I can't just send you a shop, you know. Okay, I send you a shop, you know, go carry the correct message.
You better send Chuck Life a shop on that one.
All right, so what is 75%? We can't
Chuck
just
Life
send
carry
Ricardo a
message
shop.
properly. So much for this. 100?
Yeah, that's 100. So first on the board with the correct response, with the correct answer is Truck Life and Ricardo.
So there you have it. Chuck Life kicking over the board with
Empress, Charlie. Okay, that's the percentage. If that's of the percentage.
100 points to his score, making Chuck Life 400 points. Ricardo on 400 points and Empress 500 points.
All right, so Truck Life gets to choose the next category. Empress said Truck Life, I moved from 6 bars.
Yes,
you're me clear, no 6 bars over here.
6 bars over here.
Ricardo said, then Michaela see you right 0.75. Ricardo said, my maths now, maths up to Kakafot. Arlene is laughing. And Truck Life is saying, Ricardo and laughing. Ricardo is saying, 6 bars are going tonight, man. Oh my God. Empress said, away France boss. Then me I tell you, I must have sleep, man.
Sleep on.
All right, let's get into
France boss tired.
Into questions, and then we continue with the chat. So Truck Life is saying science for 100. Right? So the hardest natural substance on Earth, what is it? The hardest natural substance on Earth. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Women love it. So you breathe down first.
I did not say a word.
Where your mind gone?
My mind is right here.
Okay. I mean, you breathe down hard while I go let me buff you. Tiffany say, yes, Ricky is not a 6 bars tonight, may I tell you. Come back with vengeance. Ricardo say, hello. Me feed them more than 400, you know.
No, Ricky, the points was for 400.
But in get more than one.
Yeah, I think so.
In get more than one answer. Look here, scorekeeper. Hold on.
Hold on, Ricky. I think you're right. I think because you got 2 correct. So
look here, please don't put me in any disrepute. And I look at him, not shout at me in any tone of voice. I even for shout at not me. All right, so that was the first one.
Yeah.
That was Empress.
Yeah, we are going to correct it, Ricky.
And then Ricardo got the next one, which was for 400 points.
Okay.
So you have that.
Yes, I have the 400 points.
You have the 400 points. Then Ricardo said maths for 300. He didn't get that one. Then Truck Life said maths for 200.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got that one.
Ooh.
Ricardo, so
200,
200,
right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Ricky, you are correct. So let me read over the score. So Truck Life on 400, Empress on 500, Ricardo on 600. Sorry about that, Ricky. My bad.
All right. And Truck Life is laughing. And Empress said, no, 700, Ricky there.
6.
Mm-hmm. Truck Life said, tell him for me. Tiffany, tell him for me. Okay. Ricardo says, so Byron, Dick's missing. You see? I never realized that him putting it in tone of voice, you know.
That was an oversight on my part.
All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. So the answer is, what is diamond? All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct answer. Great, like a diamond.
Aye.
Shine like a diamond.
See, so beautiful.
A diamond is a girl's best friend.
There you go.
Ricardo, yeah, me not Ricardo, truck life. If you ever take one rock and give a woman, trust me, she'll go left you. The substance is a diamond. That's why it's a girl's best friend.
All right.
So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo, then Empress, then Truck Life, then put Diamond Rock, then Tiffany, then Yvelle.
And that goes for 100, right?
And that went for 100. So Charlie, when you're answering, if it's a thing or place, you have to put what is. You answer it in the form of a question. You say what is, and then you put your answer. If the answer is a name, the name of a person, then you put who is in the form of a question. All right, so let's see. All right, let me open up the board so you can choose the next category. And we gave that one to who got that
Ricardo.
one?
So the score is Truck Life on 400 points, Empress on 500 points, Ricardo on 700 points. So we still have 2 more persons need to be added on the board.
Empress said nothing not going for me tonight, you know, that laugh. Ricardo says scorekeeper didn't get any KFC tonight. No, Ricardo, him get soup. He get soup. It's Friday night. That's why I mess up.
Now I'm not mess up because I'm soup bad.
Miss Monica said, try a little. Truck Life says, such man a thief, you Ricky, but that
You know, it's a Truck Life will mix up. Truck Life will mix me up.
And Tiffany said, well, Barry no pay attention, look like him need a drink.
Yeah, man. Hey, she said the right thing, you know. I'm gonna take a look.
Miss Monica said, Truck Life, you're not easy. All right, so let's see the next category that Ricardo is choosing. And then I tried to catch up because in the run gone leave me. It says science for 300. All right, so science for 300. Dolly was the first ever living creature to be cloned. This animal was what kind of animal was it? So Dolly was the first ever living creature to be cloned. This animal was name the animal. All right, let's see if I can catch up while you guys are doing that. Truck Life is Miss Monica lol. Ricardo is saying thank you.
There you go.
You gave him his point. Charlie said give Bear and Roma Red Bull.
Well, Charlie, you don't know anything set.
Miss Monica said Empress my arse up top. And Empress is saying, well, go on, Mommy Monica. Ricardo is laughing. And Nightbot is doing his thing. And okay, Natty Slim is in the building saying hint.
All right.
Welcome, Natty. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Hope all is well with you and family, and hope you're having a wonderful start to your restful weekend. But I hope it will be a restful one. Thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate it. Truck Life is saying, Ricardo, what kind of emojis are you sending when you're not here? I saw that eggplant, bro. Oh my goodness, I don't know what they're talking about. There is laughing. And if is saying, boy, may I go bed cause me agree.
Why?
Hanging there. The race is
hang in there, Yvette. Hang in there.
But for those who can endure to the end, there are more categories coming up. There's still a lot of points left on the board in
exactly.
And Truck Life is saying that is Slim, bless up. You just need to try and be quick.
All right.
Empress is saying, hey, Natty, so salutations going on there. Ricardo is saying, shh. Truck Life is saying Yvel and showing reverence. And Truck Life is saying Ricardo and laughing. Oh my God, it just ran. And if listen, can't grace the board. Ricardo said, what kind of soup? Well, it was chicken feet and chicken wings soup.
Yeah.
Yep, but
bad Ricky. So bad.
And Truck Life is laughing, and Natty's saying, hey. And Ricardo said, me realize, Truck Life, such man a slack off. And Miss Monica is saying, Natty saying, bless you. Charlie says, soup is for sick people. Marla, be checking if you have fever.
No, not enough is sick people.
I check if you have fever, so you move.
No, sick, you're sick, make you give me. Are you Charlie Peter talking? I know me drink it.
I check if you have high temperature. Oh my God. All right. So I see the answer that I'm looking for, and I think I caught up. So let me reveal the answer. There is what is a sheep or what is sheep. So let's see who first came in with the correct answer. So Dolly was the first living creature cloned, and she was a sheep. I remember when it came on the news when I was, I think, a teenager. That was just like yesterday. Let me put that out there like yesterday. All right, so first on the board with the correct answer of what is sheep is, let me refresh again because I'm seeing something conflicting on two different devices, and I do not want anybody shouting at me in any tone of words. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress, then Ricardo.
Okay.
Empress, then Ricardo, and I refreshed twice, people. So Empress, then Ricardo,
that goes with you,
then
right?
Truck Life, yes. And then Tiffany. Okay, so those
okay, so there goes the score. Truck Life on 400, Ricardo on 700, Empress on 800 points.
All right, so Empress needs to choose the next category, and I saw all sorts of animals, prehistoric animals being thrown in there. Ricardo said, wrong, please. Miss Monica said, no, soup is not for sick people at all.
Let them know, Miss Monica.
Especially when the soup good.
Now tell you, strong people drink soup. Let them know that.
Okay, and Teacher P is showing virtual love there, and Natty saying here, Arlene, and Natty saying you're welcome. Thank you so much. And Ricardo is saying, then why me just a medicine religious education there on the board? Me no know. I did say it.
KFC, the on your head, man.
KFC,
block your brain.
KFC, right, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. I'm going to put that down just in case it affect the mic too. All right, let's see if Empress choose religious education for 500. All right. So, number of books in the New Testament. How many books are in the New Testament? All right, let me continue with the chat. And Ricardo is saying, as long as sport not in there, we good.
Remember, I'm tell you.
What you have with the Trenton, Ricardo? You know, say Trenton good.
No, Trenton no good.
Well, when you go to Jamaica, we buy the jerk pork, no eat none.
So now Richie see eye to eye with that.
Mm-hmm. Charlie said chicken feet, the man must sit.
Charlie Penn, I love my chicken foot, you know. I'm gonna tell you.
Ricardo said, which yesterday are we talking and looking? No, yesterday, just yesterday, no, so I'm still 25. Every birthday, I'm at 25. What do you?
Not a word. No comment.
Please, no comment. Ricardo, so you couldn't make me finish science, miss. All right, and I see the answers. Oh my goodness, them British bad. Me that they wait so them not get it yet while the answer is there. What is 27? All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. So there are 27 books in the New Testament. So first on the board is Ricardo for 500 points. Then
500
Empress,
points?
yes. So what is 27? Then Empress. Then Charlie. I think you say you not go church.
And Charlie, I brought up them question there. Charlie, I try to trick me, you know.
All right, so there's the board again. Chocolate, if I said chocolate, big up yourself. Ricardo said, don't worry, I ordered my KFC.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Ricardo said, pork no fi eat. How about this guy, man? Look here, leave the Trenton alone, you see? Because me don't know what sweet, so when it look about the right way. Okay, and Yvella said, what is 27? But her phone give her a bit of a typo there. And Caesar is still here saying, hello. Hello, welcome, Caesar. Happy Friday, happy Saturday, sorry, to you from Team Happy. So glad to have you. Mega love shout out. And Ricardo is saying, oh, Charlie, leave the chicken foot alone. Ricardo said, no comment, Sir Byron.
I would a different chicken foot.
I didn't say,
I don't want a different chicken foot. I'm a brethren that.
He says, religious education for 400. All right, so this one is double your points. So it's double your overall points. Finish this verse. In every battle, you will need faith as your dash to stop the fiery arrows aimed at you by Satan.
What?
In every battle, you will need faith as your dash to stop the fiery arrows aimed at you by Satan.
And that person will walk away with 800 points.
No, it's double their overall points that's on the board.
Okay.
That's a double your
I
points.
get it.
Mm-hmm. And Miss Monica said later host and the chat.
And bless up Sister Monica, make sure you have a wonderful weekend. You know, the family for me, you know, God, you know, wishes and good mercy, Miss Monica. Bless up Sister Monica. Love your bud. All right.
Okay, rest well, Miss Monica, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Thank you so much for being here. All right, and Randy is in the building. Fun and vlog with Randy. Happy Friday to you, Randy. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here. And he's saying, hello, guys. I think he was coming in answering.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, hello, guys. And Empress is saying good night to Miss Monica. Ricardo is also saying good night to Miss Monica. Oops. And the blessings going out there to Randy. More salutations going to Randy. And Caesar saying hello, guys. And Miss Monica is welcoming. Is saying hello to Fun Vlogs.
Okay.
And make sure I don't miss anything there. And Charlie saying, Ricardo, the man couldn't eat bullfoot soup. Oh my God. And salutation going out there. And Ricardo is saying, dash for the Trenton. Ricardo said, no,
yes, Ricardo, dash for that.
And Fun and Blog is saying hello to Miss Monica. And Miss Monica is saying bye, host. Okay, Miss Monica,
right.
Thank you
Bless
so
up.
much again for joining.
Bless up.
Really appreciate it. And more salutations going out there. And Charlie saying chicken feet and laughing. Yes, chicken feet. All right, and I see the answer that I'm looking for. So what is shield? So in every battle, you will need faith as your shield to stop the fiery arrows. That's why I repeated arrows more than once, aimed at you by Satan. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let me refresh. Right, so first with the correct response is Ricardo, then Empress, then Yvel, but no. And then rotted. Cesar is saying, how's your day, ma'am and sir? Okay, Cesar, it went well. It's night here now in Canada. Yes. I know it's daytime in the Philippines, but our day went well today. So can't really too much complain there, but still tired.
Yeah, so bless yourself, Cesar.
I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day, Cesar.
And there we have it. The scoreboard, Chuck Life on 400 points. Empress, 800 points. Ricky Ricardo kick over the scoreboard with a double, doubling his points on 2,400 points. Woo! That's bad.
Every week you left the board careless to the people that kick it over. You still not learn to
protect the board properly. But protect the board and they still kick it over. What is the one here, man?
God, that's rotted. All right, so Cardo, let me see if it's chosen a category. Have you chosen your religious education for 300? In the gospel, according to John, this apostle, EWW this point? Okay.
Yeah.
In the gospel, according to John, this apostle doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw Jesus with his own eyes. In the gospel, according to John, this apostle doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw Jesus with his own eyes. You can't whisper so loud. Oh my God. All right. So Danielle said, we're Empress. she is the bliss person.
She's blissing out.
She's bliss. She has she's wearing a different suit tonight. So salutations going out, and Tara is still here showing virtual hearts. Thank you so much for that.
Sister Tara, I love you.
And salutation going out there from Daniel to Tara, and Sister is saying he was trying to answer the question. And if you answer the question, Sister, you have to answer if it's a place or a thing, you say what is and answer in the form of a question. If it is a person, you say who is and answer in the form of a question. And Empress is saying, Charlie pin, it's a broad piece of metal held by a strap used as a protection against blows or missiles. It was Charlie asking something that I missed. Okay, I guess he saw something that we didn't see. And salutations going out there. And the Empress is saying, I'm here, Danielle. Putting up her hand. And Danielle is saying, Bliss, you have too much ninja can't bother. Okay, and Sister is healing up Tara. And Bliss is saying, so it go lol. Ricardo said, me go to church, you know. Me know my Bible.
All right.
Chuck Life is blessing up Danielle. Charlie is saying bullfoot soup is the best, but chicken feet is for women, no man.
Oh, what the Charlie pin? Charlie pin, me not left me chicken foot soup. Oh, what the chicken foot soup, bad.
Some more salutations.
Charlie pin, I need to taste some of that, man.
More salutations going out there, and Daniel is laughing, saying Lala Bliss, and okay, I am caught up, I think, and Ricardo, he was saying record and looking, and then Chuck Life saying Ricardo lol, and then I see the answers coming in, so I've caught up. Praise the Lord. Who is Thomas? So no, we always say when
Doubtful
somebody is
Thomas.
doubtful, we say they're doubtful, like doubtful Thomas, or they're like doubtful Thomas. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let me refresh. First on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. Oops. Oh, he still got first. He said, "What is?" Then he corrected himself. Who is Thomas? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it's still Ricardo for
How much points?
that was 300.
300 points?
Yeah.
Whoa, we can't go on for
300
tonight.
points.
Like,
So
we can't
who
clean
is
up everything.
Thomas? Charlie got it, but he said, "What is?" Remember the name of a person. You say after say who. Then we have Empress and Mixin is in the building.
Big up yourself, Mixin.
Welcome, Mixin. Happy Friday to you. And he's saying Jeopardy night. Yes, Mixin. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hope you are having a wonderful start to your weekend.
It seems like
the family is doing great.
It seems like people want to exceed the first record here, 4,100.
All
so
right.
far, look good.
All right. So Ricardo needs to choose the next category.
Okay, so his score as it is: Chuck Life on 400, Empress on 800. Ricardo kicking over the score with 300 points to his score, 2,700 points in the lead.
So he wants to continue with religious education for 200.
Oh, Matt's finished up on board already.
Mm-hmm. So the first person to come upon the injured man in the parable of the Good Samaritan. First person to come upon the injured man in the parable of the Good Samaritan. If says somebody can't send Ricardo got kids.
Boy, trust me,
They are there already.
Yeah, I'm all right already.
The internet I give on a fight from both ends. Okay, him are there already, so he can't go physically go get it. Okay, and Daniel also answered what it should have been, who is, and salutations going out to the Mofats. Some more salutations there. Empress is saying, and can I change my account and still have my points? Yes, you can.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Yes, you can, Empress. You don't know, say you already, so.
You can't hide you, man.
All right, so salutations going out there from Mixing to the chat. And Ricardo said, Charlie, come go up. All right. And,
Ricardo, you're Charlie and bad me up over my foul foot.
It's the screen. Oops, it's yourself fast at jump. Chuck Live said, challenge boss Mixing in the building.
All right.
Ricardo said, I ordered it, Evel.
I rub him same I rub it in Evel now.
I ordered it, Evel.
I ordered it, Evel.
All right. Boy, Ricardo, the amount of time you buck your foot and still redeem yourself there, so it's amazing.
I tell you.
The amount of time you buck your toe there, so and still redeem yourself. Who is a priest? All right. So, first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo, who is a priest, then Empress Ifel, and that is for 200. Ifel. What is IDK? Oh, I don't know. Ricardo himself. All right, so Ricardo, choose the next category. And for how many points? All right, let's see. All right, so I am caught up. And Ricardo said, full foot finish.
What do you mean, Ricardo? Ricardo, Charlie, look here. What Charlie Pin need? Charlie Pin need some 4 foot and some chicken back in the 4 foot there. Bud. Understand? At them the soup them I drink, you know. You understand? My 4 foot, my chicken back in my 4 foot soup. You understand?
Call it cow foot. Cow foot and beef.
No, cow foot and beef. My chicken back and 4 foot. You understand that? Love
Bring
that.
it back in the house, then the rest like come and I like it.
And that's why you put the chicken back in it.
Oh, chicken back never did in a chicken wing I put in it.
Oh, but we don't like chicken wing. But the soup
And
is
Ricardo is looking and Nixon say, hey, get ready for the 10 dumpling challenge coming
soon. Oh, boy, we can't go upon that.
What the
Mixing
person
lamb.
from St. Thomas name again? Foodie.
Mixing, we can't go upon that because trust me, me eat 2 dumplings in my bowl. So I already lose. Me lose that.
Me, if they make 2 big ones, me look by my belly full because
No,
move not even one. Just
Can't
one
pass.
look at my belly
Can't
full.
pass 2 dumplings. 10 dumplings. Well, like my mother belly don't have no bottom. What am I 10 dumplings?
David said, I'm back and looking, and Charlie said, 4 foot, me nah nyam.
Charlie a joker.
If I say, make
Charlie
a,
need to taste that.
if I say, make a second run, Ricky, and if I get more KFC.
For chicken foot bud in a soup, and in a curry, it bud too.
You're Empress, more fancy, you can't call me out, lol, I'll try it. And Chocolate said, more fans, that's gonna be epic as usual. Ricardo said, 10 dumpling.
10 dumplings. No, sir. No,
All right. He wants religious education for 100. He received the 10 commandments from God on Mount Sinai. He received the 10 commandments from God on Mount Sinai. Oops. That's not what I meant to press. Mixing say, yeah, my friend Empress ready for the big league.
Aye.
Okay, Ricardo said, Empress with the blue jacket account there. She come without her jacket. No, she must not feel cold tonight. It's warm in Jamaica.
But Empress did it without her jacket.
Without her jacket. Like she not feel cold. The breeze not blow hard at all. Ricardo said, cold foot nothing. Chocolate said, full foot soup, nice.
Remember me tell you Chuck live.
And him said, cold foot, nice too.
Yeah, me don't know what Charlie Pina deal with it. Charlie Pina miss out. Remember me tell you.
Ricardo said, full foot soup, a top tier.
Top tier. Yeah? What you mean? They put it top of the list.
Hear him now. Cold foot nothing there.
Ricky, no, me not see eye to eye with that. My rice and peas and cold, no, my rice and gungo peas and cold food. What you talk about, Ricky? And sauce and juice. What I want to you?
Let us give enough gumption.
Hear that, Ricky?
Yeah, I like it either, but if we cook meat, because sometimes we want it.
Yeah, man.
We're not cooking 2 different pots. Arlene is saying, indeed, truck life. And truck life is giving Arlene saying, yes.
Yeah.
Charlie, they put it like a scratch.
Covered for sure, me nah, yeah.
Make sure you reinforce
Charlie, you can
it.
try the 4 foot. Me nah like Charlie, the 4 foot bad.
Make sure you reinforce it. Me nah nyam that. And truck life is saying, KFC, nothing nyam.
But on a serious note, I don't like Chuck life, I tell you, because KFC not healthy.
Ricardo said,
I understand.
with that shred.
So I agree with Chuck life.
And I shout it out. I'm not giving the next run to the bathroom. And the person said, I'll try more fats and laughing. All right. So the answers, me say them British.
Hold on, Sean come in.
Man, which one of them?
Hold on, Sean.
Okay. Because Sean Shamar went to work late evening. All right. So Who is Moses?
All right.
And it's the tablets with the 10 commandments were then placed in the Ark of the Covenant for safekeeping. Just a little bit of footnote there.
All right, you know, I'm trying to do something here, son.
All right. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Damn British. David said me come back, and as he come back, he jump on the board. So who is Moses for 100 points goes
That's
to
David.
David.
All right.
Then
so-
Ricardo. Then Charlie. What's Ricardo? We go come with some smart comments, you know, because Ricky come before him. Hear him. My
All
goodness,
right. Here you have it. David coming and graced the board with 100 points. Chuck Life on 400. Empress 800 points. Ricardo in the lead with 2,900 whopping points. So David, your time to choose your category, sir.
And Ricardo said, Dirty David. Look on him with vexed face emoji.
You can't stop
And
David.
Yvel also came in with who is Moses.
All
David said Ricky Gwe. Chuck Life said Dirty Delco David. It's our full because I guess go
Chuck
get
Life.
some in Delco.
Oh yeah, imagine David to Chuck Life.
David gonna get some in Delco and come back. So I'm sorry for the
Chuck Life said, don't you Delco David come over.
I said, wonder if my point safe because at this moment me done play. And David is said, I hold the top 5 stay. Me wonder if me fit done, you know.
Well, I'm not saying that 800 points safe because you have one more person in for grace the board.
And remember that you still
persons can
have
take
two.
over-
You have still have
Exactly.
2 double points in play.
You have 2 double points in play.
You need to do your best, Empress, because double points in play and stuff.
The
so
only person would have said secure
the
a spot on the board right now is Ricardo.
double points in play.
Having 2,900.
Not double, yeah. Double.
But you're not secure him
Well,
in the spot. You understand? So Ricardo sure, but not for any other person.
Ricardo said, who's a QC enough to eat? All right. David says signs for 200. And I'm going to catch up with the chat. Diabetes develops as the result of a problem with which specific organ in the body? With me no want you whisper, because you whisper too loud. Me no want you whisper. Diabetes develop as a result of a problem with which specific organ in the body? Come talk in other ears. I put your mouth closed. I'm gonna whisper. Okay, good. I'm going to bathroom 1 second, guys.
All right, there you go. And the score, let me remind you, David on 100 points, Chuck Live on 400 points, Empress on 800 points, and Ricky Ricardo, 2,900 points to go. Yeah. Okay. I see the answers coming in. Right. Boy, I'm going to tell you, them people are British bad. Hold them so quick. All right. Okie dokie. Yes. You know, so the person who come in with the person who me see on top, seems that the person eat a lot of chicken foot, you know. That's why the person is so fast. Remember me told you, chicken foot and do it. All right. Empress, oh, Ricardo, I deal with you. Empress Mwanga, bitch. What I say, Ricky? There's so much is All right, my boss. Yeah, man, the answer is in already.
Mm-hmm. So the answer them in because them
British,
British, and two
bad.
British man, and two British. Oh my goodness. All right. So I see the answer. I just need to see who first came in with the correct answer. And it is what is pancreas? All right. So let's refresh and see who first came in with the correct answer. All right. So first on the board with the correct response is David.
All right, David for 200 points. Go on now, you soon hear Ricardo. I tell him to go up again.
Me say, corrupt.
David, so there you goes. David hitting over the board with 200 points. 300 points, right? Chuck Life on 400 points. Empress on 800 points. Ricardo still in the lead, 2,900 points. So, David, your time to choose a category.
All right. So, Truck Life is, let me see. Miss something there. All right. Truck Life said David Lal after he wanted to know the score. Ricardo said, me fight for less than that, because him say who said KFC enough to eat. And Truck Life is laughing. David was asking what's the score he already gave him. And Truck Life is saying, David, lol, no 6 balls for me this week. Tell you. And David is saying, oh, so me can't rest for true. And David said, me realize Truck Life. And Truck Life is laughing. And Ricardo said, Delco David and laughing. And David is saying, right, so me need more than 100. And Empress said, going to buy about 800, no save. Looking up. Ricardo said, sort about Byron. And Charlie's laughing his head off. He said, Truck Life is the best. And Empress said, me not like this, me a bad man, you're Ricardo. All right, and then we had the answers coming in, and Truck Life was saying Charlie Pin and laughing. And the answers for the previous question. And remember, guys, when you're answering, it's what is or place or thing in the form of a question, and then the answer. And then if it's a person, it's who is. And as usual, Ricardo about David. Okay, and David is saying, going to bad my Ricardo. And the person, why Ricardo deal with me so? Ricardo say, hey, Empress, darling. I'm looking. Ricardo say, Empress, me want go beach.
So much scissor.
Empress say, Ricardo, avoid me. All right, let me see. Okay, so David has chosen science for 400, and then I'll try and catch up with the chat. So science for 400. The heaviest organ in the human body. What is that organ? The heaviest organ in the human body. I can't whisper the one to know. Ricardo said, me feel for your mobby or Negril trip. Wow, you live life. Go down on the north coast and just relax. Empress said, not in a good mood. So I don't know what I go on. Notice not even trouble me not give. Now change, you got to change your clothes. After that, they are going good with the other clothes. You decide if you got change.
So I'll get a point, sir.
You're not giving nobody them point.
Who get up?
It was David. I'm going to tell me, say you do it again. It was science for 200, so David got the 200. Or
okay, oh yeah, man.
Okay.
And the point 300 points.
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah.
You got the first one.
Oh, okay, because it's still told them, that's why we, okay. So we're good.
And Charlie is saying, Byron, full foot give greater.
What? No, sir. No, Charlie Pin. No, agree with that. Full foot good give great. Charlie, no easy, you know.
Ricardo said, I want to keep messaging me over IG. Ricardo say, you. And David say, alright. Some is 300 safe then. Empress said, from when me take your number and no save it, and no save you know. Alright, and oops, just lit again. Ricardo said, watch ya. Right. Empress said, not even remember, but I go save it as soon as I'm off here. Right. Ricardo said, that good man. All right. What is the heaviest organ? And I see the answers coming in. All right. So I see the answer I'm looking for, and it's what is the liver? What is the liver? All right, let's see who first came in with the correct answer. And the first person on the board with the correct answer is David.
Wow.
For 400.
For 400? Woo!
What is liver? Right.
So there you have it. Chuck Life on 400 points. David kicking over the scoreboard with 400 points added to his total. Put him at 700 points. Empress, 800 points. Ricardo, 2,900 points in the lead.
All right, Empress is laughing. And then, okay, different answers coming in there. And Ricardo said, watch it in us to scorekeeper.
Now, man, you're a good man.
And Chuck Life said,
but if I'm a P&Q.
Mr. Scorekeeper not doing a good job tonight and laughing.
No, Chuck Life, I'm on a P&Q, I know.
And that is a Byron sleeping.
Well, yes, I mess up nothing.
Like, yeah, hit and miss tonight. And Empress said, me go watch TikTok here because me stuck at 800. And Empress said, choose Davis because all you come pass me out. Charlie said, full foot can't make you remember the score, Byron.
Right, trust me, Charlie.
And David said, I know me I go rest. And David is saying, I'm science for 500. Okay, clearing off the science board. So double points for your answer. So double the points that is for this question here for the answer.
Yeah.
The name of the first man-made satellite launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. What is the name of that satellite?
Answer.
The name of the first man-made satellite launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. Empress, me don't play. Empress, I know I'm not scoring anymore. Worse countries and capital. That said, we know what she said she done. If you're sure finish with the answer, there's something missing from the answer. There's something else that needs to be added to the answer. I see the correct answer, but it's just missing something. It's missing a number. I'll give the hint. It's missing a number. Okay. Oh, you had more than one. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for, and it's what is Sputnik 1? All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. So Ricardo came in first initially, and then he put the 1 on it. Now still came in first. So what is Sputnik 1? And that is Ricardo, and that is double your points. So that's 1,000 points.
Whoa.
And MJ from Team App is in the building saying mega love shout out, MJ. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
So David seems like he can beat him in world record, you know. Okay, so the score as it is, Chuck Life on 400 points, David on 700 points, Empress on 800 points, and David double his points of 500. Had it to his total of 2,900, make him 3,900 points.
Okay. All right, so that's the answer there, and we have MG and I. And Ricardo is looking wide-eyed, wondering what is missing until I give that hint. And Ricardo is saying, I did this in history class. Okay, and then you put the one on there. And Empress is shouting at Ricardo.
Ricardo!
And Ricardo is doing a cartwheel because he know it clear.
All right.
Ricardo, so we're the Empress. Let me beat my record first, then take the rest.
Yes, his target is 4,100 tonight. Obviously, Ricardo is going to beat it.
Charlie
I set a new record. What do you mean, Ricky?
Charlie said, me never born that time, so me no know. But Charlie, we never born during slavery and certain other things, but we learned about them during class. And Empress said, kiss me teeth, don't talk to me. I mean, the kiss teeth long too, you know. Oh my goodness, you have to blow up Ricardo. All right, so Ricardo, what category are you choosing? Okay, so it says Geo for 500. So Geo for 500. Season experience by Australia in December. What season do they experience in December? That is Australia. So remember, you have 4 seasons. Which one do they experience during December? And I bet British bad. And Ricardo said, hello, is Ricardo, not David, sir. Did you make a mistake? I said
No.
David instead of Ricardo. And Ricardo is doing cartwheel. And David said, I went since me reached 3,900.
Yeah. So I David said, no, it's Ricardo. Sorry.
Empress said, me fed up. Oh,
What am I doing bad tonight?
Ricardo said, Myra, don't mix up my name with such man, you know. And Charlie said, the same thing I tell my history teacher, but get suspended.
Bro. Why Charlie not easy?
Oh my goodness. Empress, I get dynamite, she get dangerous over here. She gonna blow, she gonna blow up the place and she gonna blow a gasket. And Empress said, me even move from 800. All right, so I see the correct answer that I am looking for. So in Australia, they experience summer during December, and earlier in the year they get
Quite reversing
their winter. Yes. All right, so first on the board with the correct response, should I say the name? All right, let's see. You know what? Let's refresh and see who, because it's very close between these two, and Dynamite already a light. Okay, first on the board is Ricardo for 500 points.
Okay, so Ricardo.
Then Empress.
For 500, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, so.
Okay, so there you have it. Ricardo crack is record 4,100. All right, so Short Life on 400 points, David on 700 points, Empress on 800 points, Ricardo at 500 points, so his total, defeating his previous record 4,100. Now sits at 4,400 points. Big up to the man, the real general. Remember me told you.
Empress said, kiss me teeth. She said, good night, Houghton family. Enjoy your weekend. Ricardo said, record.
Yeah.
Him dancing, him doing
General
wheels, him
General make a new
celebrating.
record on the board.
Congratulations.
Remember me told you.
Ricardo said, make I go and go rest till me see the next till me see the next double. Ricardo said, record. Ricardo said, trouble daddy. And he said, now geography for 100. Okay. All right, geography for 100. Country with the largest population in the world. Country with the largest population in the world. David said, my bad man, you're Ricky me now. Ricardo said, that's Delco, David, me can find work, give you your watch. Oh my goodness, Yvette said she giving up. No. The largest population in the world.
I forgot it.
All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I'm not going to tarry. What is China? All right, so first on the board with the correct response is David for 100 points. So David, choose the next category and for how many points? We only have 2 categories left on the board. Okay, no. All right, and King Lion is in the building saying good night.
Bless yourself, King Lion.
Good night, King Lion. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night so far and all is going well. And our condolences again to you and your family. Hope you guys are coping or managing somehow to deal with the death of your family member.
Exactly. The fee said Ricardo for just push on, you understand, and make a recordish part, you know. Obviously people hard to beat. You understand? But so far, yeah, it's up there.
All right, so he's choosing geography for 200. Name the largest country in the world.
What? No.
That's it. What did I say?
Yes,
I never name anything. I made a statement.
Oh.
I made a statement. I didn't name anything.
What I told you is correct though.
Yeah, it's correct. As I said, so they were naming it before. All right, Empress is saying, try not come back with the claim category. Yes, because it must stress me out worse.
Try to come back with the category, yeah. Because it was stress me out worse, me hungry.
And the salutations going out there to King Lion. And he's saying, sorry for being late. You're not
no,
late.
Man, you're not late.
King.
Anytime you come, we love it.
Love the support.
Trust me.
All right. So I see the correct answer that I am looking for. What is Russia? What happened? You guys were answering Russia for the other one all along, as they said.
Yeah.
They were answering the question before.
Don't come in with that.
So first on the board with the correct response is David. I don't even have to refresh for that one.
How much for that?
That one is 200 points.
200 points. Well.
Yep, some more salutations going out there. Answers.
So there it goes. Chuck Life on 400 points. Empress on 800 points. David on 900 points. Ricardo, the big one, the general, the colonel, you know, the host, the 5-star general, 4,500 points. All right, so it's David time to choose a category.
Let me open up the board. There you go. Choose a category. David. And Chuck Life says, what is North America? Ricardo said, North America is a continent.
Right.
Chuck Life go up. And King Lion is saying, thank you, everyone. You're welcome,
All right,
King
well,
Lion.
bless up, King Lion.
And Chuck Life is saying, Ricardo and laughing. And David is saying, may I go rest you now? Because my top 5 CF.
Basically, yeah.
And he's saying Geo for 300.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. And it's double points for this answer. So
Whoa.
double the 300.
That's the last.
That's the last
Okay.
double. And the coldest place on earth. The coldest place on earth.
Okay.
All right, so I'm caught up with the chat. The coldest place. This is I can't keep up with them.
Answer already.
I tell you.
British. When I say British, then Jamaican bad.
Aye. Let me just open it up. I not even have to refresh. What is Antarctica? So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo.
What?
Give me him not say my rest until the next double. So
No, man, I'm on the
600
rest, man.
points.
Man, put a high score that shot people difficult to catch.
So 600
600 points. What? Me I tell you, no, sir. Man, I go along, bud.
Then it's what is the North Pole? All right.
All right, so there you have it. Hold on, Chuck Life on 400 points. Empress, 800 points. David, 900 points. 5-star General, what? 600 points added to the 4,500, making 5,100 points. That's a record popping score. All right, Ricky Ricardo, choose your category.
So Empress is saying good night, everyone. Enjoy yourselves.
Bless yourself, Empress.
Charlie said geocross category. Ricardo said geo for 400, so it's cleaning off the geography. So country with pyramids older than Egypt. So which country have pyramids that are older than Egypt? Geo 101. And Empress is saying congratulations to the winners. Ricardo said, "Uno go on, you know." And Empress is saying good night, Baron, and we're not saying good
bless
night
yourself,
to
Empress.
Me not say good night to Empress yet.
But no sense to that you one and two one. So.
And David said, then Ricky, you didn't mean it, man. And David said, no, sir, move from both the players. And Ricardo is saying, me gonna know David. Okay. All right, so the answers are coming in. All right. You not tell us I'm not say good night to Empress yet. Me not even pay she mine. I see the answer I'm looking for, and it's what is Sudan, and that is for 400 points. And on the board with the correct answer. I don't know what just happened. Just jumped off. Sorry about that. Let me just get the screen back up there. Let me just share the screen. Okay, there we go.
All right.
I don't know if I accidentally.
So there is it. Chuck Life on 400 points. David on 900 points. Empress added 400 points to his score. Put Empress 1,200 points. Ricardo 5,100 points.
Okay. All right. All right. So Empress needs to choose the next category, and she's saying for 100. She not even gonna name it because she don't like the category. Nelson's column is found in this square. Nelson's column is found in this square. We have the same square in Jamaica too. All right. So Ricardo said, wrong truck life. Charlie said, ask Jesus Christ that question. Then no. Then no. Oh, Jesus. Ricardo said, I want to keep and looking. And truck life said, Ricardo, I could be wrong some more. So as long as I'm not 6 months tonight, me good.
Exactly, truck life. You're up on the board.
Ricardo said, same so big bro. And truck life is laughing. All right. All right. And I see the answer that I am looking for. Let's see who first came in with the correct response and what is Trafalgar Square. All right. So I see 2 close answers there. So first on the board with the correct response is King Lion.
Oh.
With 100 points.
King Lion up there on the board. What? That's
so
awesome.
King Lion, then we have Empress, the correct answer. All right, and okay.
So there you go.
What is
King Lion just enter on the awardee list. King Lion on 100 points.
Oh, so I'm sorry, I can't give it to King Lion. He didn't say what is. Sorry, it's Empress. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, King Lion. You have to say to answer in the form of a question. What is for place or thing, or if it's a name of a person, is who is. The question is in the form of a statement, and you have to answer in the form of a question. Sorry, so Empress.
Okay, so we cancel that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, then the funny already, he didn't put what is.
All right. So okay, for that error, we correct that error. Sorry about that, King Lion. Right, that is the rules of the game. Okay, all right. Truck Life on 400 points. David on 900 points. Empress just added 100 points to her score, making her 1,300 points. Ricardo, the general, 5-star general, 5,100 points. The Ricardo got tough to beat. Plus, him still have the option for it.
Ricardo said, what is average square?
Ricardo chatting the foolishness now because he knows that he have the record, everything good.
And of course, I'm telling King Lion that him have to put what is before. Ricardo said, what you know. Empress said, oh, him get it, and him not put what is. Don't play with my points. I know me a hustle kiss me.
No, you get it, Empress. You get it.
Catch up on myself quick and fast, Empress. All right, nobody beat me, don't know.
Yeah, man.
And Ricardo said you didn't put what is. Charlie said, Ricardo, half a tree.
All right.
Laughing. All right. So Empress, okay, she said 200. She not even called the name.
Okay.
Addis Ababa is the capital of this country. Addis Ababa is the capital of this country. Jesus, Ricardo, a light of candle, I don't know who for. Empress said, look again. Then she lighted dynamite stick. And King Lion said, that's okay.
Don't play with Empress points.
Empress said, and did you send the credit last week? I didn't get a chance to check. Yes, I did. I sent it from Wednesday or Tuesday, I think. I sent it early in the week. I think it was more Wednesday. All right. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and is what is Ethiopia. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct answer. Let me see. Truck Life, they're all over the map. First on the board with the correct response is the lady who said she was going to go to her bed. 200 points with what is Ethiopia. All right.
So there we have it. Truck Life on 400 points, David 900 points, Empress 1,500 points, the General 5-star 5,100 points. All right. So
All right, so she says, okay, thanks, we'll check ASAP. You are welcome. And Chuck Life is saying, King I never knew that you was a bright spot, bro. And Empress is saying for 300.
yeah.
Plaza Mayor is a famous tourist destination in this capital city. So Plaza Mayor is a famous tourist destination in this capital city.
You want Jesus to food.
The capital city, not country. Pay attention to the words. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is Madrid? It says city, not country. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Chuck Life is laughing, and it looks like I don't even have to refresh. So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo for 300 points.
Ricardo, 300 points.
Ricardo, 300 points. So we only have 2 left on the board. So
there you have
Ricardo
it.
is saying for 400.
Chuck Life, 400 points. David, 900 points. Empress, 1,500 points. Ricardo, stretching the boundary to a higher dimension, making it more difficult for others to take down his record. Now that record stands at 5,400 points. Don't want to go difficult for me.
All right. This is for 400 points. Mali is the capital city of this popular island nation. Name the island. Mali is the capital city of this popular island nation. All right, so let's see. Central Club, they're all over the globe, and the map on the globe. Empress Ricardo, go on, man, kiss me teeth. You know, win already. Ricardo laughing. Ricardo said, go on with the rest. Empress said, kiss me teeth. Chuck said, Ricardo, Empress is laughing. Empress said, nobody can beat your record, so I beg, kiss me teeth.
Yeah, the record I go tough to beat. Trust me.
Charlie said, next cross is category.
Record I go tough.
I just said capitals across this category. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for, and I have to refresh because the two are close, and it is what is the Maldives. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response, and it is Empress, and that is for 400 points.
Okay, so what?
All right, so last question.
So there you go. There you have it. Chuck Life on 400 points. David, 900 points. Empress, 1,900 points. 5-star General. Unbeatable for now. 5,400 points for the General indeed.
Okay, so Fisherman's Bastion, a turreted fortress, is a landmark in this capital city. So Fisherman's Bastion, a turreted fortress, is a landmark in this capital city. Okay. Chuck Life is laughing. And King Lion said, what is the reciprocal of male? It's not male, it's Mali. Even though there's a tilde over it, it's a Spanish word. Mm-hmm. And the Empress is saying, me fed up a swear. Yeah. Ricardo said, David, I thought you were arrested. When I asked Empress if she wasn't going to her bed, you know, every time I said, I'm not saying no good night.
That is for much points?
That is for 500.
Wow.
And David is saying, get away, Ricardo. And Empress is saying, nothing beats a failure but a try in Jesus' name. One day I'll beat it. Yes, you can with all the doubles that are in here. Yes, you can, because that's how we run
It can
away.
be beaten, but it's
You have
really
to
a
get
challenge.
the doubles, yes,
It's really a
because
challenge
that's what he did.
to beat it.
And Chuck Life is saying, go Empress. All right, and the answers are coming in. And what me ask again? Okay,
And
now
the
I see the answer.
reverse if Ricardo extended.
And I see the answer and I know who has the correct answer. I don't even have to refresh. It's what is Budapest?
Okay, there you have
So
it.
what is Budapest? And the board has been picked clean.
Wow.
So first on the board with the correct response is Empress for 500 points.
There goes Empress. Close the board.
500 points for Empress.
There we have it. Empress closing the board tonight. Wonderful performance by all the participants. Right, wonderful performance. Short Life, 400 points. David, 900 points. Empress, 2,400 points. And Ricardo, the 5-star general, the man who set the first record and come back and defeat his record. Set a different record tonight. 5-star general for real. Big up yourself, Ricardo. 5,400 points. There, that is going to be a task to beat. Trust me.
And
don't joke about
Ricardo said, what is Kingston? Chocolate said, no, it's not Kingston, it's Mobile. And Annalie from Happy Team is in the building saying, mega love shout out, Mystic Sensation. Mega love shout out to you, Annalie, and happy
Bless
Saturday.
yourself, Annalie.
Thank you so much for your continued support. It's really appreciated. And Empress is saying, good night, y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Same
Bless up,
to you,
Empress.
Empress. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And Ricardo is saying, then after me order barbecue zinger, it's spicy zinger, the people them say. Oh my goodness, and Chuck Life is showing reference to Empress there. And the chat run gone. Empress says, gotta get a shower and grab something to eat. Okay, Empress, no problem. Thank you. And congratulations on your score, 3,400. That's a good score. Seeing that you were stuck at 800 for how long? That's why we said the race is not for the swift, but those who can endure to the end. Just keep trying. Ricardo said, no, Spanish don't Truck Life. Truck Life said, Ricardo, good for you because you have gone too bad. Charlie said, for Ricardo to have that record score, me think he a guzu.
Yeah, that score are going tough a beat.
And Ricardo said, then Empress, you know, so me have to run up and down in a Spanish town. What you know, so me have to run up and down in a Spanish town where they you were caught in all of the foolishness that was happening there. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Remember me too. Hold that, Ricardo.
Yes, I would have to run up and down there. Well, I'm glad you're safe because trust me, I don't know what is happening. As I said, the country is under siege and something needs to be done. Charlie said it's not natural. And Ricardo said, then David, hope. And then David, him come get so much points. When you're good, so you're good, so. And Empress said, I don't want to hear nothing from you, Ricky. As of today, don't talk to me until I hear your record or beat it. Why you know about with no malice? Ricardo said, nothing Delco David. And Chuck Larry said, Ricardo and laughing. And David is saying, Ricky, stop being bitter. And Ricardo said, Empress, behave yourself. And King Lion is saying, don't forget King Lion with no points, lol. Oh my goodness.
All right, so there you have it. The awardee for tonight, Ricardo, on 5,400 points. $1,000 credit going to Ricardo. Empress, 2,400 points. Credit $500 credit going to Empress. David, 900 points, $500 dollars credit going to David. Chuck Life, 400 points, $500 credit going to Chuck Life. Gentlemen, wonderful performance.
Mhm.
Really enjoy it, right? But job well done. Job well done. All right.
Empress is saying, kiss me teeth. The amount of time she a kiss out for her teeth, them, you know, some of them not start drop out. I mean, some serious kiss teeth she a put down, you know. And Ricardo is saying, record. And still doing him cartwheel and in celebration. And Chuck Life is saying, wonderful live as always, Mr. Barron. Always have a good topic and good job at the game.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Chuck Life, really appreciate the continued support from each and every one. And without you guys, Jeopardy Friday would not be possible. So really, really appreciate you guys, and thanks for all the fun and laughter that you put into it to make it really, really enjoyable. And Empress is saying, Ricky, who sent you a spin? And Ricardo is saying, we go back in a mid truck and field days and a bus badman sprint. Yeah, just push it underneath the folder, put it in another folder. And he's saying, congrats on the new record, Ricardo. And that's coming from Truck Life. Yes, congratulations, Ricardo. You have set the bar very high tonight. Don't know if anybody can do that long jump or, you know, get over that high hurdle. But, you know, once it's a record, there's somebody there to
break it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be really tough.
Ricardo said, I was coming from work, Empress. And Empress is saying, y'all sassy did it. Y'all sassy did it. And Charlie saying, congratulations to the winners. Put them, just leave them in the sink here so tomorrow I'm wash them. Just leave them in the sink here so. Because I'm gonna use the kitchen. Yeah. And Truck Life is showing reverence and heart. And Empress is saying, and send it to the 208 flow number. Okay, let me just write that down. Square keeper undone. 208. Okay. And Ricardo is saying, fit through your man at the quickest make come here because me did the idle, you know. Oh my goodness, hush. Oh, you take up and leave fast. So how much points I get? So how much I get for no points? You get a good game. Thanks for your participation. Good try. Good try, Lion. And Empress say, you love idle too much, man, and laughing. And Chocolate said, no 6 boss around here. I'm just sorry that someone else didn't take up my name. Well, how much you step up to your fourth tonight? Okay, so you step up 2 tier. So looking good, Truck Life. Let's see if you can keep up the momentum. And David is saying, Miss Annie, I'll send the number. That should be the receiver. I'm jumping off now because the bandman Barrick, you really find work for me. Okay, good night, David. Don't work too hard. Don't make him stress you out too much, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And I hope that your family and everyone is doing well, as well as your son. Must be getting into a big boy now. And Charlie saying goodbye, everyone. Have a great weekend. Same to you, Charlie. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your fun and laughter. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful and blessed week as well. And Natty saying good night. Good night, Natty. Thank you so much for still being here. And have a wonderful and blessed weekend and a productive week to come. Really love and appreciate you. Thank you so much. And David is saying, but it was a great live. I caught a part of the discussion, and the game segment is always exciting as usual. Okay, thank you so much, David. Really appreciate that. Thanks for that compliment. And again, have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And don't make Ricardo kill you with work. What? You going on it? Make sure you have it on slow and not too fast.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Do I just click?
Press start and then hit the screen. Okay. Touch manual start. It's on your right hand side on the top. Okay. And David is saying, bless up everyone in the house. Blessings, David. Carefully, don't start moving and you hurt yourself, you know. All right, leave it until I'm done. And Ricardo is saying, you see you Truck Life and laughing. And Truck Life is saying David and showing reverence. And Truck Life is saying Ricardo and laughing. Jaden, please wait. Please wait. And Truck Life is saying good game and participation. And thumbs up. Yes, good game. Good participation, good effort. And Ricardo is saying, nah, the name stuck with your Truck Life 6 bars. And Truck Life is saying, Ricardo, move from there, go, go. And King Lion is saying, thanks, bro. And Ricardo is laughing. Ricardo is saying, amazing live as usual. Thank you so much, Ricardo. And King Lion is saying, good night, family. Good night, King Lion. Rest well. And have a wonderful weekend and a productive week. And Sister J, Caribbean Cuisine and Lifestyle is in the building, saying greeting, Mystic and Chat. Greeting, Sister J. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you being here. Happy Friday to you. And Truck Life is showing fire emoji. And Truck Life is also saying lion and showing reverence and full 100 respect. And Sister J saying Mystic bless up. Blessings to you as well, Sister J. Thank you so much again for being here. And Ricardo is saying great discussion, Sir Baron, and an amazing game segment. Big up every time. Big up everyone in the house that makes me laugh constantly on a Friday evening. Yes. And Ricardo said, Mystic, big up on yourself. Thanks, Ricardo. And Truck Life is showing some virtual hugs there, virtual hearts. Okay, again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate the continued support. Truck Life is showing reference. Sister J is showing giving virtual hug. And Ricardo is lighting his candle. He's gonna try and find his way to his zinger, although they brought in the incorrect one. So I hope the candle will light the way for you to find your zinger box. And Ricardo is saying, Empress my niece. And Truck Life is saying next week, same place. Yes, I think a different time. But we'll see. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend, and everyone have a wonderful and productive week, and rest well tonight. What is? And guys, make sure you stay safe out there. So until next time. So until next time, keep safe and really love and appreciate each and every one of you. Good night. Walk good.